So Lisa, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You want to sign up for public hearing or public comment? Please put your name. Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to open up public comment number 1. Do I have a second? All right, seconded by Debbie. All right. And all in favor? Aye. Okay, your public comment is open now, number 1. Do me a favor, when you're talking to public comment, we have 2 public hearings coming here, so, don't reference those in your comments.
Is everybody signed up? No. You signed up.
No one signed up?
You signed up.
I make a motion. Anybody want to speak? Let's put this one first. No? I make a motion to close public comment number 1. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, public comment number 1 is closed. All right, supervisor's report, you have, what I want to do is this thing. This is the financial document, this is monthly financial model. I don't want you to prove it right now because you just got this. I'd like to prove it in the next meeting. Just take a look at it, see what you can do, and then we'll prove it on the next meeting.
Okay, well, you know I'm not here the next week.
I know, that's March 10th. That's 10th. Yeah. So if you don't mind, just let us know, Diana, when you look at this, so you let us know if you approve them anyway. Do you have any comments on that?
I can post it online too. So
Yes.
Isn't this one we used to have a percentage, but the percentage that's spent to date, isn't that this one, or is that a different one? Where do we have the percentage spent to date? I started having that. I think it dropped off last time and I didn't get a chance.
Ron, did you see that at all? Percentages of the budget left?
We used to have like the percentage of the budget left.
It's on there.
Is it?
Amount budget left is 0.
No, you want percentage.
The percent, like the amount that we spent to date,
She didn't do the percentage.
which is helpful.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, if I
Well-
have a spreadsheet, I could do it myself.
We'll sit here and divide it.
I'll have it, in that out.
You're not voting on it tonight.
I'm not going on.
No.
Okay.
So
The numbers aren't going to change, but they're going to provide a column of percent.
based on how much is left in your hand.
It's just something that they had in there and they dropped it, it was helpful to me.
Okay, I just want to let you know something. If you look at the profit and loss budget, that's the actual in a sense, amount of budget left. If you see in parentheses, that means we're negative on those, which is okay because what it is, a lot of the reason why we're negative on here, because this is where we took all the money for the capital fund that came out of here. We haven't transferred it back from the capital back in here. That we can do, John and Wendy and myself, we can work on that to transfer it back.
Do you know how much that is in total?
I would say,
How much?
right at this point right now, we have like close to $200,000 in interest that gets pushed back in here. We also have probably $300,000 in capital funds spent out of the budget that has to be put back in there.
300,000?
Yeah.
So the other thing I could point out in this is you see that the tax collector line is plus 21.9. It hasn't been applied to the salaries against the town clerk.
What are you talking about?
What's that?
Where are
So
you?
for clarification, so there's, I drafted a tax collector line, pay line.
Oh, I see.
That pay line is specifically for January up until March. The added hours that the office needs to process.
Yeah.
Wendy did not utilize that line. Instead, she took out from January the clerk's PS line. So the 21,000 change is going to offset that at some point when you guys do your transfer of funds.
Oh.
So
That's-
Lynn's saying
Yeah,
Lynn's saying she's not over budget on it.
I see, that's why.
Well, there is no budget.
Very good.
Used it at all.
Well, that's why this is over.
Correct, because it was not used for the correct
It
time.
wasn't appropriate. Correct.
So we're gonna, when we do a reconciliation,
Right.
I'll be correct, everything will be corrected.
I'll take the hit on that one. So I just, Wendy just didn't know to start that, utilize that fund line in January.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, also, Mike Schultz is not here, but, we completed so far the Joyce Lane drainage issues. Which is a major situation that took about almost 3 months. They started in June, they finished it last week. Right? The problem, I mean, the problem was extensive because when they started doing the drainage, they found a whole new stream underground that was undermining the bank and all that, and they had to. So that took a long time to get that done. The idea was to put in speed bumps towards Lane. And basically what happened is that is going to be done next year. So that's the first one.
So repaving it next year.
They're going to repave it next year. They just put the skin up right wall. They just put patchwork on it, but the drainage now is complete, so there shouldn't be any kind of problem with ice in the wintertime, which happened before. All right, and I gotta tell you something, where we got complaints from the residents about everybody speeding up there, we got none. The road was closed, so like that's one way of stopping the complaints.
Might not want you to pay me. Seriously.
Slow down with gravel.
And I do want to say something that I find very impressive. Again, I wish Mike was here to comment on this. We got complaints on field pay where Hurley Mountain Road, which is a county road, they repaved it. And I drove on the road prior to repaving. I drove on the way after repaving. To me, my opinion, it shouldn't have been repaved. There's nothing wrong with the road itself. But I got a feeling some of that excess asphalt and all that, had to get rid of all that, and they repaved it and they raised the road. So now all the town roads that feed into Hurley Mountain Road is now lower.
That's weird.
And so, in other words, it's like when you go from a town road onto Hurley Mountain Road, you're hitting a bump going up. But the one on Field Pay is a huge lip. It's a huge lip. And we had complaints from the residents there saying that it's really dangerous, especially with Field Pay on a curve. So, people come speeding down, you can't see it more or less coming this way. And so I contacted the county, because this is a county issue, because the county has to do a cutouts, which are just basically cut into the pavement or into the asphalt for the side roads. Mike Schultz did that.
I went down it yesterday.
Yeah, it's great. Mike Schultz on his own initiative, like we had complaints about this thing, and I simply.
Well, I know Dan Booster talked to him.
Right. And Dan Booster called me up and thanked us profusely for doing it. I said, hey, thanks Mike Schultz and the highway department, because they're the ones who did on this thing.
I was just gonna say.
Well, the thing is,
It's early fun, isn't
yeah,
it?
the thing is, yeah, we could do that, but they've been great in helping us in other aspects. They have sent many trucks to us to help us in paving other our roads on ourselves.
So that came about because everyone remembers the crazy time when they were redoing the railroad. I remember they had rerouted all the traffic, went down Wine Coop, Road Mountain Road. So what's happening, all the large vehicles were going down Wine Coop and Road Mountain Road to get back to 28. They were rerouted. Remember they were going on Main Street? So the road itself was dipped down from all the excess fleet. So the county come in and rebuild the whole thing. From Wine Coop all the way down, they widened the roads and made bike lanes.
No, they did it from 28 all the way down to
Correct.
Mill Point Road.
Right. So that's why that was raised up, because they also fixed the railroad where Kenco is.
Yeah, I went down to it yesterday.
That's why that road was like.
Yeah, so like, so to me, like, that's a nice feather cap of the high department, doing something where you didn't have to do this kind of thing. I thought that was really nice of the high department to do that. Okay,
I do have a question for this budget. The snow removal is way down. Does that money just roll over to next year? Or does it,
It goes into the capital fund.
Goes into-
We're
yeah.
seeing more vehicles for them.
I mean, it's
He does a
like,
good job. You get
oh yeah, the over $200,000.
Actually, that's not true. You guys decided.
right, like we did with the CHIPS money also.
That's a revolving, but you do utilize that in our budget, and some of you guys see the $200,000.
Okay, and again, from the high department also, we're getting 2 new trucks. We're finally getting it there. They're now, it's down in Ellenville, the 2 new trucks are, in other words, they got 4 new trucks.
That's coming.
They're coming. They've been outfitted with the wings and plows, and in a couple of days, so they're gonna pick them up. That's great. Okay,
So, 4 new.
4 new trucks, and they're going to auction off the old trucks, the 4 trucks that they're working on us. I mean, the one truck, I forget which number is from 2009, 16 years old, and the amount of repairs on that, we could have bought a new truck. So, and yeah, so I think the fact that we, pass that bond issue for 1.25 million for Mike Joyce to get these trucks, I think it's worth it. Yes. Okay, town clerk.
Okay, so there's a couple of things to point out here. We had a discrepancy in what the highway department reported and what our reports show.
I was talking about the building.
I'm sorry, the building department.
Okay.
The building department reported, and it turned out that they had received some funds on the 29th of August and 30th and 29th, which we weren't due deposit until September, first business day of September. So that's why there was a little discrepancy there.
It's corrected now, right?
Well, we still didn't say.
Well, we
had
understood,
money.
we understood, yeah, I'm saying we
That's
understood.
where it came from, right. And, also, if you look down bottom here, you say amount paid to credit card charges. So they had not been, an item inside of this report all year or in years past, which, accounted for the difficulty in balancing against certain things. So this $4,811 are the credit card charges from January through September 30th. And I had another conversation. See it down at the bottom right here,
Oh, okay, I see. Like, oh, I'm sorry, okay.
right? Those are the things that we paid out of the accounts every month. So we added a line to track credit card charges, and I put in all the charges that we were billed from January through September. It's $4,800, which comes out of the transfer station budget. So I had a further conversation with Forte. They finally got back to me. And yes, they do want to put a minimum of fee. In other words, if you were paying $10, you would pay $11. I said, well, that's not going to work for us. So I got him down to do a flat 3.25% per transaction with no
Like
minimum
34
fee.
cents.
So if you're paying $10, it'd be $10.33. He gave us that option, or 3% with a minimum of 50 cents. And I think 3.25 is the best way to go. So if those can agree with that, I'll get a formal proposal back from him.
For the resolution.
Okay.
Do you know when it was supposed to be? Things in the packet for tonight.
Currently, we are
I'm required to
paying
look them up.
$6,000 a
So
year.
if you only-
No, I mean, what's?
This resolution is posted on the agenda, and I'm gonna go to, but
I know.
Samara posted
Oh,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll divide it.
That there's nothing, right, that is.
How long is They started
She gives me
really-
the resolution to be honest with you, and then she-
They started stopped.
There's often stuff in the packet. That she did last week, so I'll get this posted tomorrow morning, but I have no idea where she's actually. It's not in the stuff that
In other words, people go to the
No,
transfer
it's not on
station,
the stuff
credit
shared
card,
with me.
there are fees. We're paying fees. So if you pay $10, you only get $9.80, let's say, or
You're talking
$9.75.
about the processing machines,
Yeah, the fee to process the credit card process.
the processing, the little machine.
No.
I want to show you a local law.
So the process.
Yeah.
It's like you go to.
Third party merchant service that does the processing.
The fees, yeah.
We're trying to do
Fees-
it with a customer that's on board would be.
Yeah.
So the fees vary depending upon what kind of credit card they use, things like that, they fall down.
Remember, we used to be cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Cash.
I remember when it switched over.
Right, so that's been creeping up. And now we put another Then we put about $6,000 into the budget. And that doesn't include October 1, that's the bill comes on October 1. But that money can go back into the transfer station and can help pay for the shed or whatever capital improvements are going on there. So I thought that was. anything else here?
So you're proposing that,
No, I'm asking you this. The proposal that the user pays for the transaction fee after transfer station. So when you go to buy a coupon for $10 and you use a credit card, you will be charged $10.33 for the processing fee.
so you're negotiating, it's a talk about negotiating.
Well, their initial, we have had a 4% offer, flat fee, and $20 a month. They offered us 3%, but they wanted a minimum charge of $1 on every transaction. So we said, well, that's not the best deal for people using the transfer station. So we got them to 3.25% flat fee. And, assuming we do this year, they will pay for the equipment that we're gonna use at the transfer station to process it. And by having the user pay the processing fees, we'll be putting about $6,000 back into the budget for the transfer station.
Is this the same company we're using now?
No,
Did you go back to the company they're using
I
now?
wrote that. I wrote
It might save the land, but they're going to change it.
yep, we saw it. Yeah, the company wanted to do it. They still have to change the equipment, and they were charging us $20 a month fee for
Yeah.
internet. So anyway, on top of that, so that seems to be the, let's drill it out there for that purpose.
So this really should be credit card fees, the administrative fees for the credit card. Just operating, having credit.
They're operating
Understand.
charges, or whatever you want to call them. They are they're charges, I understand, it's a very ambiguous language, charges, fees,
Yes,
transactions,
fee.
they're the fees that we paid.
Yeah.
And they are that represents the fees that we paid for the entire year up until September 30th.
Charges just looks that not accurate.
We could change it.
Yeah.
But this is not,
But this is
this
great.
this is gonna disappear.
Well, that's even great.
So the other thing that I'm going to read the proposal is to raise the dog licensing fees by a couple of dollars. For the spayed dogs from $8 to $10. I'll give you a memo on that for the next meeting, and that'll raise another $400 or $500 for our budget.
Why do you want to do that?
Several reasons. So it's a little under. It also gives us the opportunity for people to have a $10 fee for the dog. We're not going to change it. Right now, it's $8 for spayed dogs and $15 for unspayed dogs. A lot of people in the area are charging $10 for fees.
So you just want to get parity with
We're
everyone?
gonna get parity, and we could use a few hundred extra bucks a month for supplies. And also that helps to offset the fees that happen when unclaimed dogs or people don't pay for picking up their dogs. So, that comes out of some budget. So I will give you a memo regarding that and the reasoning for doing that in
Yeah.
the very near
About 40.
future. Okay, and I'd say it's about $4,600 for our budget.
So,
Okay.
thank you. The motion.
Make a motion to accept the town clerk's report.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
I,
See it? Recreation Department, John? Anything nice?
So, the other day, October 20th, we had a great meeting. Greg was there, presented the NRIs, specifically for the Recreation Department, on behalf of, CAC, right?
CAC.
Yes, CAC. So, a lot of the initiatives will be put forward for our master plan for the rec department, utilizing the NRI information. Will also help us, increase our values and points for grants.
Yeah.
So I think it was an amazing job that the folks did, and Parks and Rec, we appreciate them for doing so and taking the time out to present. A couple things came up. One of the things is, the budget being presented to the rec department, they would like to see a little more money being brought in. Specifically for the updating of the property itself. One of the things that did come up, and I know that we had a couple, issues with the toilets. We probably should have the septic pump up there as well. Things of that nature. So, but also the pavilion itself, things of that nature need to be, brought up to par and, before it becomes a safety issue. So I would like to, maybe take a little time out this fall winter, go up there, maybe jot some notes down. I know we're working with the engineers to do a master plan, but the more information I have to incorporate into that master plan, the more ability I have to go after specific grants. And whatever monies we have left on the pot, potentially do so. One of the other things that was brought up multiple times is the cleanliness of the bathroom specifically. Continuation of going in, garbage can being over full, toilet paper not being available, things of that nature. So I really would like to figure out who's responsible for what, where, and how. I know we have multiple people. One person opens, one person looks after it. We have a cleaning crew that goes up on Saturdays before the events. It's not being done.
I just want to say something about,
And I will say to Lynn's, credit as well, the revenues this year almost quadrupled for the town parkings. So it's happening. We want it to continue to happen. We want our people in the town to continue to utilize it. So we have to keep up with it.
yeah,
And I think that's on you, John, because you've got people going up there that park is packed.
Yeah.
As people need to be able to see that.
Right. Thank you. And I think it is an awareness that we have.
And we're running out of toilet paper on the weekends. I got it
Right.
for like 5 o'clock Sunday this weekend. A couple weekends ago, I got it in the morning and went over there myself.
I wanted to know that Friday, Patrick goes down there, they put toilet paper there, like 9 rolls, so we have in there. Sunday, it's all gone.
So,
It's all gone. And I don't believe it's being utilized that way. So
is it under locks?
Yeah, we need to get.
we need to have a lock and key on that.
Don't you?
We don't have,
All right, because they use different toilet paper there than we have here. The setups are different. So one of them is that, the
long one.
rod. I don't know where that paper is. If they have any of that, maybe that's part of the issue. That they're not using the paper that was designed for those receptacles. And those receptacles have keys on them.
I'll go and look at the dispensers. Let's see what exactly they are. There should be 2 to 3 rolls capability to
Right.
lock them into
Right.
place. They just kind of roll down. The ones on.
I'm just saying, Patrick goes up there every Friday, with lots of paper. And,
But is he leaving them just out there? Is he leaving them in the bathroom? Because you don't leave them in the bathroom, I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna walk away.
I think what he does basically, I think it is lock and key, right? I think he puts them in the dispensers.
I mean, you can't put nine of them in the dispenser, I'm gonna tell you that right
I
now.
thought they were being locked in the kitchen and then somebody would, the guy
That would
comes
be
there on
smart.
Sunday,
Well, even if somebody's there with the event, at least they have the capability to.
Right,
True, right.
Right, well, Richie Comerford's, his job is to do that also.
No, they're saying that if you got a key to the kitchen and you have an event, you run out of toilet paper, you have access.
Yeah.
Richie's on there first thing in the morning and like.
well, not everybody uses the kitchen, but, he has the key to the kitchen.
But the people that are paying to use it, they should definitely have toilet paper in the kitchen.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, I brought the toilet paper, they have a birthday
Yes.
a couple
All
weeks
right.
ago.
We'll address it, but I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention.
I think you're right, John, you need to know who's doing what, who's
Yeah.
responsible for this, so that you know exactly where the, we have too many people doing it, nobody knows what they're supposed to do, then
Right.
that's what it is.
Well, what we do also is with the cleaning people, when they're using the kitchen, when there's a park to be utilized, he comes in there.
Well, that's what John said, it's not happening. When I was at the creation meeting, those guys are saying there's no cleaning done on the weekend by anybody, and I was gonna ask them if we're getting billed for it, because John said that once a week they're supposed to be there, and these people that have been utilizing, there's no way.
But here's the thing, what it is the clerk's office that has to call up the cleaning people saying that the park is being utilized.
Okay, John thought it was just an automatic.
No. Would be a cleaning, in other words, when there's a park is being
I know it's
utilized.
pre-event, like somebody going into the kitchen, they go in to clean, correct?
Right, in other words, if there's an event going on there, and the clerk knows about an event going on, I know that Stephanie would call up the cleaning people.
Like, they're not coming when Saturday calls or something.
Right. Stephanie calls them in.
It's every weekend right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Stephanie should be
I
calling
look
them
at
in.
I look at the Google calendar, it's It should be done.
But then the guys that were.
what I'll do is,
No,
yeah, what I would do is I would check the invoice coming in, that, Saturday is clean there. Now, in other words, if he's claiming he's cleaning Saturday, that's what's going
I
on.
think we should, let's figure it out now, because season's over,
Right.
you know, everything's getting closed up on Monday anyway. Well, otherwise.
Right.
Once
Do you know, you spoken to Jeff Lau about,
Well said.
well set? All right, have you spoken to Mike Schultz to help him with the,
Well said.
Good job.
So the third Monday, that Monday, the third, they'll go over, they'll open up the well cap, and then Lau's gonna be there, right, to the.
all right.
Trainer.
I've spoken to Pat Jaffer, the electrician. Now, there's electricity going to the box, to the, breaker board. However, we actually tried, plugging in a charger there, and it worked on the board by the, meter. But then when we did it on the receptacle at the field itself, on the fence, it didn't work.
He went back up, he took a photo of the, his tester, and it is on that.
The receptacle is on?
They sent me an email, I said, playing for the third time.
Okay, I just called him today. To tell him.
I have an email,
Will you not,
unless it's the box that's by the meter.
no, the box by the meter, right, that works. All right, that shows the power. I will be up there, I'll go up this Saturday with Mike.
I'll be up there, I'm repping it.
Yeah, I'll be there, I get to in the morning when Mike gets there, and we'll check to see. That works.
All right.
Unless he's checking the box at the meter and not checking the receptacle.
No, it was an outlet, he had one of the outlet,
There's an outlet at the box also.
that's what I'm saying, that, now I have to look at the picture to see if that's what it is. Yeah.
So it's a receptacle by the field, by the backstop.
So,
I do want to say something, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. No.
I do want to say something. I really appreciate what you've done with the rec department. One of my biggest complaints, living right next to the park there, it's never utilized. It never was utilized.
Right.
And now when I drive by there, it's a traffic jam.
Oh my God. That would be impressive because it was taxed.
Good.
Tax on the weekends, and that's what,
Good.
you gotta use it. in order to keep it up.
And I speak, I go up there on the Saturday, so I talk to the people there, and they sing your praises, John. Not ours, yours.
It's okay. You guys can either, you okay to spend the money, so. Y'all too.
You're not spending much.
No, we're doing really well. But, yeah, so that's the bulk. We're gonna have the meeting. Of course, everybody knows the senior students are on first and third Wednesdays of the month.
And where did this start again? I forget, Old Orleans?
I believe Old Hurley, and then went the second Wednesday is the West Hurley.
What month are you starting, December or January?
It was January, February.
Okay.
I'm gonna be drafting the RFP for the spring to redo the outfield for seeds. So that'll be done. Infields, I'm hoping to get volunteers again to help me with the infield, but if not, I might be coming to y'all's way, just so I can at least get the field completely done, and then the volunteers come in. It's a little easier to, once it's done, it's easier to maintain, and get back on. And then, of course, when that happens, continue electricity all the way out to the outfield, lights, scoreboards, whatever. Future holds.
I want you to know that we have that grant stuff, that $8,000 grant.
Yeah.
And we've already submitted the first bill. We got a $16,000 payment from the county.
So, I mean, the bulk of it's gonna be the outfield. The soils and everything that'll be brought in.
Would you do me a favor, if Pat Travis says that the lecture is on, have him send me the invoice. Like, you sent me
It was in there, it's on there. It was, that I saw.
Did you send it to me then?
Sure. I'll forward it.
The reason being is because then we can pay him and get the canceled check and then submit that for reimbursement.
This is the fence. It's the,
Nice,
it's
it's
the fence?
It's the box on the fence.
Okay,
It's lit.
all right. I'm just saying that Mike and I went up there on Saturday.
Okay, I'll forward everything to you.
Okay,
It could have tripped the safety.
we looked at it, the GFI.
Right.
Yeah, we checked the GFI also.
So anyway, so I'll confirm tomorrow. I'll be up there.
Tomorrow?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Which we can-
Please.
which we can- So that's the.
Thanks, John.
Okay, Mike's not here for the highway department report.
Yeah, ready?
Yeah, all right. Building department,
It's on the screen.
all right. Looking at the budget for 25. The total amount given was for 2025 was $210,000 is the budget for it, and they have 158,000.
Mhm.
All right, and, it's averaging close to $15,000 a month, I think. You know, I mean, it's higher in the summertime, obviously, higher in the early fall, higher in the early spring, but lower around this time of the year. I think we're having 15,000, so if we had another 45,000 for that,
Let me get it back up. Sorry. There you go. Yep.
and then 35,000, we're talking about 200,000. So we're about, we're basically down like $10,000 difference. You know, which is good. All right, the fire inspections are being done.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's under, then we have some serious issues, because you got a lot of people in that office.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can put that on.
Correct.
Mhm. Okay. All right, the only one we got.
She doesn't have the assessor report in here. I have
It
it.
was. It's in our packet.
Is it? Did I
Well, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
was trying to get it up on the screen, but it was being persnickety.
All right.
I have it over here.
Don't you have it?
It's not in the packet.
Did you have the assessor report you sent?
Yeah, but it's not letting me get to it on the site, and I don't know why. I'm trying to pull it up on the website, and it's not letting me do it.
What I'll do is I'll have that sent out.
It's on the website. If you go to the assessor page, it's there. There's just 6 items on it. Sales of 77,000, 1,575,000, 530,000, 735, 305, and 1,057,000.
You said what, 6?
6 total items, yeah.
Is that as up?
Yeah, that's what we-
It's just for
For the month.
Really, I didn't see.
6 now?
That was the one she gave me about a week ago, that Brittany gave me about a week ago to put up. Properties on Ohio Mountain, Bristol Hill, Maverick, Evergreen, and Zandhook.
These ones there. Oh, okay, all right. Before we go, okay. Before we go into public hearings here, anything on the board wants to say something, members want to say about anything at all? Hold the police. Okay, all right. I make a motion to open public hearing, the first one being override the tax levy limit.
Second.
All in favor?
I.
Anybody wish to speak? Public hearing, you guys can speak.
Don't do it.
We know what it's.
Do we know that?
Yeah, well,
do we know
here's-
that we have to do it now?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Does
Well,
New
there
York
definitely
State
should
doing
be
anything
a
about-
discussion about it and the reasons as to
Right.
why that
Right.
it may be necessary.
Right.
You do not necessarily have to approve the local law that is required by law to do this tonight. You do still have time, but it does have to be approved prior to approving a budget that exceeds this cap.
That's why it was.
Do we know for sure that we're gonna keep it that, the last time it was still up in the air whether we were going to or not.
Well, here's the thing, what's going through, there is, the state legislature, both the Senate and state Senate and the state assembly passed a resolution to make the EMS service exempt from the tax cap, cap.
But it's not signed.
But it's not, it's sitting on Kathy Hochul's desk, not signed yet. All right, I understand, talking to, the Albany, basically, that she is reviewing it. I don't know what that means, but again, it was passed in both houses now, so we actually asked for, to override the tax cap, but we're not sure. So to be safe, we want this law put in place.
And it is consistent with what other municipalities
Yes.
are doing.
Every single municipality is overriding the tax cap, just on that basis also.
Let me ask you this, if we had EMS, would we still go run tax cap? Or are we under?
How much are we increasing the budget?
No, there was about a $50,000 window, with increasing the The ambulance district is about 66,000, we're gonna be over a little bit.
Little bit.
But if you took the ambulance thing out, we would not
We
be.
would- we'd be
right,
under.
We'd be under,
We'd
okay.
be way under.
That's all I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
We're not.
Right now, we're 50,000 over.
We would be at 2%.
We'd be at 2% right now. And so like, in other words, I have a form in my office right now. Once we pass the budget, so forth, I go and just submit that to the controller's office.
And even with the ambulance, so we're only gonna be over 2 something.
Yes,
Right.
minimal.
It's minimal. What we're gonna be
I
over
mean,
2%.
I mean, I could potentially give you like, but
But I think it was 2.2 or 2.3 or something like what I saw at one time.
Be without the ambulance.
She just said it would be under.
it'd be at 2%. We had about $50,000.
Without the ambulance. Okay, that's it. We're just over.
The ambulance district increases without, but it's over the tax. Which we recognize and we assumed. So, I mean, potentially again next year might have to be that. And then after that point, the ambulance district should be in a position where their revenues are coming in based on their insurances and things of that nature. And moving forward, they should be pretty good.
So we have to do a resolution. As we're going to pass that with the local law, right?
Yes, there's,
Okay.
yeah. So is there any further discussion, before you guys close the public hearing?
Is there a time limit that local has to sign this?
End of the year, I think.
I thought it's something
That's federal
some kind
government.
of days that's
Federal.
automatically through.
No, I'm saying federal has it, but, a limit. I think it's like 30 days, assuming the president's desk, he has to sign from 30 days, it becomes law.
I'm sure Hope was cheap. I thought.
No, she doesn't.
I don't think there is one for the state because this is way over 30 days.
After so many days, she doesn't sign it automatically.
Well, it passed the state legislature back in June. So it's sitting on this for quite a long time.
In New York, there is no such.
Yeah,
She has to sign it.
She has to sign it and become law.
And she might do it, usually they do it by the end of the year, sometimes.
I can't imagine. Not
yeah, but we gotta approve budget before. Yeah.
And you said you have the local law?
Well, as I said, hopefully something printed over there. I was provided this resolution that's in here, which I guess you guys didn't, I was not provided it digitally, but this was provided in the packet here. As I said, you can't do it by resolution alone. It does require a local law. So hopefully that local law was just printed.
If you can email,
Because we did it yesterday, and then I'm just modifying a resolution for you guys to approve. the
if you
local
can email the local law to the meeting account, I can put it up on the screen.
law.
Wasn't it email, wasn't it part of the package?
The resolution's in the packet, the
this
law's not.
resolution That is in the packet, but there is no local law which is required by general municipal law.
Could you send the law to
Yeah, so-
meeting@townofhurley.org and I can put it up on the screen? Thanks.
So do you guys want to close a public hearing? And then, if you guys want to
I'll
open a
motion to
hearing on the budget, and then we can vote on stuff
I'll
at
motion
the
to
end of.
close public hearing.
Second,
Any discussion?
Just one question.
So who do I send this to?
Meeting
Matt.
singular @townofhurley.org.
Yeah,
Just clarify for me. You said we need to have the local law
yes, it's a
to go
local,
with this.
yeah, you cannot pass it by just a mere resolution. You need a local law, which is required under general municipal law. And we did do this last year as well, when we first initiated a budget for the emergency services.
So the edit that you're gonna put in.
So basically what I've modified the same local law we passed last year. Just now, I hopefully printed it out to there, and then I'm modifying a resolution because I don't have a digital copy. That basically is saying that you guys are approving the local law as attached. Okay,
So meeting@townofhurley.org.
He's doing it, he's modifying the same from local law.
The
9% increase.
And then it's just over 2% with the
You send
ambulance.
it to Sheba, it's out of bank.
That one's out of bank.
Yeah, it's out of bank.
With the ambulance?
All right, or when he sends it to me, I can print it off here, or whatever, we'll get it. So let's wait 5 minutes.
So, and I would say, why don't, you don't have to necessarily vote on it right now. You guys can open the other public hearing, which is directly related. And
All right, I make a motion to open public hearing. No, we're not closing.
oh, you can, or you can leave it open, but I would say, I thought there was a motion on the table to close it. So let's at least, yeah.
He seconded it. I need to ask this question. That's what we're doing now. So the motion is still on the table.
Need a lot of those.
Motion. We're voting to close.
Close the public.
Right, either yes or no.
Yes.
So all in
Well,
you're
favor?
not saying it.
Aye.
Now you need a motion. Now you're gonna motion.
He said motion to open the second public hearing.
I make a motion to open up, to adopt it, make a motion to open public hearing to adopt the preliminary budget for 2026. Second,
Second.
Greg seconded. All in favor, as a discussion first of all? All in favor?
Aye.
Up to you again. You guys wish to speak?
Sean, if you need me to put up any documents,
Put up everything, and as the comments come up.
yeah, they're in 7 separate files, so
You want to start with the,
start with the summary.
no. All right,
Okay, tell me where to go.
this is what they have as concept, this one, so go to, general fund revenue.
General fund revenues, you got it.
All right, we all, the question asked, John, could EMS be speaking right now about the public hearing?
No,
We're not in our public hearing budget. I mean, they can speak.
Well, they can speak on behalf of the public if it pertains to our budget and our proposed budget for 2026, yeah.
So Matt's here to speak to the EMS budget itself.
Okay.
To give the board understanding of what the budget's going to be and why.
So when we get to the special district,
Okay.
if we would like to bring,
Clarification, please.
that would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just, if there's any questions about the budget, the revenues, yeah.
So we're on revenues?
It's the general fund revenues, sure.
Really, it's, perhaps you can just highlight the places where it's significant difference year over year.
Tell me what you're looking for.
What's that?
The salaries, the increase, so, the majority of this budget's,
There's quite a few, Greg. I
Yeah.
know what you mean.
so this is the revenues portion of it,
And
so
then
this is where it
usual
comes in.
year-over-year increase, but
Right.
what's deviating beyond that?
So if we don't have any questions on the revenues factor, we can go to the
Well, I can't
appropriations.
read what you
And I
have
can
up there.
discuss for
I can't read what's up there. This is here?
Yeah, that is.
That's your song. If you look at the top of the page, it's general fund revenue.
Oh, okay.
Everything should be in, I'm gonna say everything that you should have in your packet in order.
No, I just put it up there.
So the summary should be the last thing we discuss, potentially based on
Okay.
what we're gonna find here in our budget.
Don't seem you can.
So if there's no questions on the revenues, then I can discuss.
Well, I do have, what about the tax on the candidates? I thought that, we didn't increase on that.
That's on what? That's our sales tax.
Right, but how come not? I thought we were,
So you have to take into consideration that there is a decrease right now currently nationwide, people spending money. So cannabis is not gonna necessarily, give us
have we gotten anything for 2025?
for tax. for-
Cannabis tax?
It's really, they have.
It's like things mixed in with taxes, with our sales tax.
No,
No, we get a
I haven't
statement.
seen
It
We
should
get a
be
statement
sending
back
to you
on
right
it.
now. I know.
Like,
Oh, the email.
Yeah, the email.
Because we don't have it. And therefore we just
So
say,
you get a percentage of the county.
County.
Or whatever.
I got it.
if we had a dispensary in town, we would get.
So it's very minimal, until if we go in our. county. Right. Then you get-
There is nothing coming, there is no cannabis dispensary planned for that, right?
And what's that
That's what the
non-property
proposed
tax
is.
item that used to be so much money now?
Tax and penalties,
Non-property taxes.
non-public tax.
Mortgage,
2024 to 476,000.
Right, so that should be your mortgage tax. So what's offsetting, why, the only reason why that's even staying over this one is because the costs of homes have gone up, but the sales have gone down. There's not, so the numbers have kind of equated that way, so I'm kind of bringing it across the board in hopes that that's the continuation. The 6 month that we had last month, that's good. But we are up of almost, we're up
One thing will need to be.
8 point, roughly 9% increase. In,
It will take a minute. Stuff lags in this building.
That's not.
It'll get here.
I mentioned also, like last time, we did 100% equalization, back in 2024.
Right, and that's.
Right, so we went 100% equalization, now we're down to 92%, which means the prices
There
of
it is.
houses has risen 8% in about 8
There's
months.
the local law should be fine. Put that in resolution.
So you just go download. The resolution needs a fix. It's in Word. I can do it here.
And the attorney fees at planning board meetings
Yeah,
that are not covered by, that's one.
right.
Okay.
So those are the fees that come in, that was that.
Show me what I'm doing.
Not as-
Oh, you want to see if it turns it?
And what's your concern?
That's your.
Hold on,
that's your
2
registration.
Go down.
I think it's-
Just have last notice. 'Cause
Just kill that whole section
So if you-
from notice to the
I
end.
mean, we should be okay this year, but, revenues wise, transfer station covers.
He's checking if he's got it. If not, I'll do it.
Send it to-
Oh, yeah.
Transfer station, they're down, if you want to look at 23, 24. However, they're roughly about the same as, well, 25 should be roughly about the same, 26 based on our tipping fees have not gone up, so we should be able to equate that number, basically.
Man, I can print it.
This is what you talked about last time, our fees went up.
Mhm.
We're
I
still
can
not
do it.
making more money, which means we're bringing in less. And then we're charging more for what we used to have, so.
We're not planning on raising the fees.
No, but we did last year,
We did last year.
quite a bit. And
No, we
still
only raised,
got
no, we only raised the fees on the, out of town permits.
Well, then you did the year before, but you recently raised the fee, because I go to transportation. It used to be 8 cents, and now it's 20 cents a pound. And,
Was that right? No, was that right?
well, it's probably been over a couple of years, yeah, but it's, I.
That was a long time ago.
used to pay 8 cents.
Is there plans for e-waste to move into transfer station?
The problem with e-waste is that, we get charged for it and, you know, basically that we're gonna maybe stop doing e-waste there and bring it to the county itself. Because you can drop it for free there.
Fees can be your death certificates, marriage licenses. So, well, then you just sort of.
Printer in there.
It's printing.
Out of paper.
It's printing.
Probably coming out on the bottom, sure.
Right.
And are we good with the revenue, John?
I think so.
I'm questioning the difference between the court fees versus the register by the fees and the park fees. This is to be, those are the primary dues that we collect in our office. I'm not sure whether it's up to $3,000.
So you have certain surpluses, you have certain things of that nature, what you put in there. You have the marriage certificates, town clerk fees, you have dog, mediation marriage certificates.
Yeah, but you got them separately.
I get that. Well, no, they're not separate. They're not separate.
They're
Your
not.
vital statistics are basically adjusted. That's the only thing that comes out of your statistics,
But we also,
which currently you're at 2,000. So you're telling me you want to get $500 in the next 4 months.
no, but then you got your violence, that's it. So you think the clerk, you get $3,000 in marriage?
Actually, no, I want
license?
you to work with it.
You don't get, you
That's
have
fine.
15 marriages this year.
Yeah,
That's only,
4,844, 2024.
I have to look at the trend.
right.
And just because 1,846 wasn't done this year, you still have 4 months. I don't know potentially what is gonna come in that office for the next, but when I do the trends, it comes back. So if I take the last 3 years before that, it comes out to roughly the 3,000.
Well, I don't know, because the only thing I can think of that would go in there would be marriage certificates. Because you pulled out the park use fees, you pulled out the dog licenses, and you pulled out the death certificate. So to pull all that stuff out, how do we have?
Well, the dog fees, I did not see the dog fee would be in there, it's a zero to see that.
It's in here.
Well, other
That's
fees.
different, those are the control fees, the licensing fees are here.
Correct. Yes, I mean, and put your down as well, but I know you guys sent that letter,
We send out letters every month.
so they're working on it. But those revenues,
I think it's overestimated. But
so if that comes down, then I have to take away your scanner.
Yes.
Take a look, so then, see what I'm doing? Okay, just make sure.
Well, but so my personal budget is lower than everybody else.
You're a PS line, you mean?
Yes.
No raises for you. This year's that.
Our paper works fine.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, revenues, board?
yeah, on the interest and earnings,
Yeah,
you have $245,000. So far, right now, interest and earnings, we owe 300,000.
correct. So we had so with this, with the 3.5% interest that we're looking at, based on the 7 million that's in our capitals, in our working budget, that comes out to the 2.5.
I know, but I'm just saying though, but that comes out of account 5818 from the bank. All right, what doesn't come out of there is the taxes that we can get in January, the 5 million. That also, right at this point, that account would getting like $50,000.
So the tax for what?
Not the tax,
You said
another taxes that we collect, that comes in January. We
Correct.
then put that money into a savings.
No, that doesn't include that.
I know,
So hopefully what you're gonna do is you're gonna get that surplus of money in the beginning of the year.
yes,
That should be your largest time when you get the interest rate, because you're gonna probably go down and process through the rest
right,
of the year.
I'm just saying that
Based on
alone,
what the federal government's doing.
with the tax money that we collected in January, we're spending right now, has brought in $70,000 right now, that alone.
That's for 25.
Right.
No, I agree with you. So that's why we went from 4 point whatever it was, 4.1 or 2 that we did last year.
Right.
Down to 3.5, because right now, we're hovering at that. 4%.
We're having a
So we're hoping
3.95.
for the next
Yeah.
quarter and a half quarter, 2 quarters that we can stay at that, above that 3.5, because it's gonna go 3.5 in next December 26. So it's, and I reviewed this with RBT, everything in here. So she gave me some, other ideas. We went back and forth on some of these things. We agreed on some. So one of the ways that, this was like, for example, I agreed with her as far as the penalties and earnings. That was at 35,000. I reduced it down to 20. So that was a $15,000 drop. But we did increase the safety inspection fees a little bit, because as of currently right now, we look at 138,000. So I wasn't so conservative. I was a little more.
The only thing I would say about fire inspections is we were way behind, way behind. They have now caught them up. So I don't know if that necessarily means that trend will stay. If we're now caught up, we may not be doing that same volume.
So fire inspections are yearly.
Yeah.
And bi-yearly, and it's every 3 years. So my understanding right now is that we're getting caught up on the yearlies. Still haven't done all of our 2 and our 3. But there should be, but either way, that's the one aspect for the number. The majority of the building department brings in is their building permit. That's the biggest bulk of our, if you look actually on his chart, you'll see that that's the bulk of his incomes based on
Right.
almost, out of the 18,000, 12,500 from that, the building. In just 1 month. So that's the majority of the building. Hopefully people will keep changing their kitchens and updating things. So the appropriation. So the biggest expenditure. These expenditures was 1 salaries and 2 architect.
And there's not gonna be any decision.
Yeah.
Probably at a 9% increase this year, maybe 12 to 15% increase overall. So we'll be currently about 350, 60,000.
Well, what is right now? Our health insurance right now is at $36,000 a month.
On an average,
Yeah, 36,000 a month. All right, we went up 6% last year, 2025, going up 9% this year.
Based, it's only 9%.
Yeah.
otherwise, yeah, miscellaneous stuff, we have, like scanners, software stuff, things of that nature that I don't know. The majority of it salaries, 2%. And, well, benefits meaning health insurance, right? So if you put all of it together, you're probably looking at about 11% increase overall, just those two ticket items, which then Social Security then goes up. And that's what we're looking at.
Did you see my email about the budget for the building?
Mhm.
To do 600 for clothing
Yeah,
and
I mean,
250 for miscellaneous, no monitor?
So that's, and that's, that's up for discussion tonight. That's up to the board. If you guys want to reincorporate that back in there, I have no problem with that. We have, there's no stipends for working outside. That's illegal.
Agreed.
So that can happen. But if you, if you want to put.
The reason, and I have a question about zoning too, maybe to reduce that a little bit, because what I really like out of here is where we're putting some extra money in for things that directly affect residents. There was some things for the library, I think movies or museum trips or something.
They're gonna grant for one.
Well, we did a little increase, there's a little increase in there, so I'd like to see things like clothing allowance, which the building department really got a lot of clothes this year, so reduce that
We
and
don't see
put more money towards these other things for the residents.
And I think based on the clothing allowance, we're not hiring anybody else, so we
Correct.
need more uniforms of that. They have it up. Totally.
No. This is the building department.
Right.
Oh, yeah, here,
Right.
Yeah, it's not part of.
not highway and not transfer station.
Not highway.
So this is all in our point four contractuals.
Not really.
So again, I think there's something in for zoning that, we have never even come close to spending contractual. No, yeah. So in
Where are you?
25, I'm way down in the A's, at, A
Appropriations.
8010. I did
You're in
appropriations.
appropriations.
Yeah.
Are we done with revenue then right now?
We're done with revenue.
Okay, I'm
We're in
sorry.
appropriations.
But we could do page by page.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that okay? That would.
That's fine.
Appropriations is up on the
Now,
screen
we got these little things about,
for the public.
payment, payroll and stuff, we don't have to, we adopt the budget, we don't have to adopt that, right?
No, those are my notes, and so I carried it over so you guys can see where the increase is being. So yes, in discussion with the CBA, potentially some of these things will not happen.
Okay.
However, there is a 2% increase that's going to happen, or
Right,
whatever
we
we
don't
decide.
have an increase like for,
No, so anywhere you see that, that's more than the 2%.
no, the tax, for the tax collector, you started at 21, it would go up to, you do 2% or 2%. It's the last,
Which
1330,
page are you on?
1330,
Go down here.
30?
1330.
That's tax collector, right?
For the tax plan.
Right, so there's just 2 employees at 21, well, that's what they're getting now, aren't they?
No, I think again,
This is for the tax period, January through March. This is just the extra that they work.
No.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's 8 weeks, January, February.
Right, but still, I mean, if they're gonna get an increase, it's an increase.
Yeah. No, he was,
tax collectors, $20 an hour. That was what our
Okay.
2025 salary schedule
So the
was.
21 is, okay.
So no, it went up to 20, went up to, and they got a 2% increase, so it
Right,
went to $20.48.
42 cents.
So now it'll go up another 2%, which is 49 cents.
Okay.
So $21 is correct.
you know what the increase in software and training is for the,
Clerk?
accountant? Bookkeeper?
The accountant, yes. So that actually is the new software that we're going to be purchasing that is part of the QuickBooks. That'll give you, that'll assist us in our capital funds, because right now, like, we have no way to incorporate it. So that's why, you're seeing our financials where you see all those grants and stuff that aren't put back into there, because right now everything is taken out of that budget line. with this new software and programming, we'll be able to do so on the
Just for the
fly.
QuickBooks?
And part of
Add on
the
to
QuickBooks, yeah. And then of course the training so that she
Sure.
learns how to use it.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
We're done with page one.
Page two, town clerk. Personal services, is that the same amount of hours? Is that amount of increase just from the two deputies increase in wages?
It's what I'm looking at.
14. So deputy 1 and 2, it's roughly 1,760 hours.
Is that the same as this year? We didn't increase those hours, correct?
I didn't,
You're
no,
lower than that.
You lower them?
It's less on the budget for 26 than it was in 25.
Okay,
And I'm assuming they're gonna get 20 an hour.
Yep. Okay.
yep, and then the clerk's stipends and that.
And, okay, and I don't have an increase.
So I have a question on the town clerk. Sure. This year it's 69,320. Next year it's 85,000.
Doesn't include the $21,000.
Does not include the 21,000.
Right, you gotta add that 21 plus 29.
To the 69, huh? To the 69. for
No,
this year
that's
you're talking
separate.
about?
I don't know if you separated it and what, it's less than it was last year.
Right, but I think is the difference that the 2026
16,000.
budget does not include that. It's a separate line item, right?
So there was more hours taken out of the tax collector on the previous page, and there was more input into that line. So the tax collector last year was 21.9. Those timeline that was utilized.
Oh, I see, you look at 1340, okay, so.
Still the same.
8,000. So 8,000.
That was a request from Lynn based on her calculation about how she's been processed, taxes and such, timeline. So I went with you.
It's a budget.
And then 1460, oh no, that's, 1460, right, that's,
So that normally goes to, that's up to the clerk. If the clerk wants to break that up. In past years, we divvied it up to the deputies. Yeah.
So maybe I'm adding incorrectly.
Lynn wants to keep that little increase, she can.
So we're saying the 20, oh, go ahead.
So I just want to ask a question about, I don't know which should be our attorney out of here, but I noticed that the 2025 and the 2026 budgets are the same.
Yeah. So I mean, Matt's fees will be less than 85,000. Expectations to utilize other attorneys, really, there's not.
So I'm
Well,
just-
there is expectations. In other words,
Bond.
no. Well, bond for one thing also. But the thing is also that if the attorney, like the planning board attorney or the ZBA attorney goes to litigation, it comes out of that budget. Out of that budget. In other words,
But we're not expecting to go to litigation based on.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, what?
I think
Yeah, well-
significantly, you can see that our attorney litigation costs this year are significantly lower than previous years.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
So
there's-
that is,
There's $25,000 left in there after Matt's fee, so I don't know, you expecting to spend more than 25,000?
My question really relates to, Matt, you obviously send in the bills, the invoices with the hours that you're doing.
well, because of my hourly wages, it's now down to a retainer that is more or less limited. It doesn't mean I give you guys unlimited time, but it's saving the town.
Right.
But
So,
with this, he's also the district attorney.
No, I'm not the ADA. I am
Yep.
the special prosecutor for traffic work.
Okay,
So,
and we have to pay you extra for that.
well, that is something
That doesn't come out.
I believe that comes out of the court's budget, correct? Yeah,
Okay.
but you guys
Doesn't
still.
come out of this.
Okay. Well, what comes out of here, John? What comes out of here is gonna be the planning board attorney,
Sorry.
the planning board
It's
attorney,
35.
right? That's fine, that's the rest of it. Yeah, for any kind of litigation fees. Now, do we expect litigation coming up?
I don't know. No one told me.
Well, if
is-
there's tort liability, our insurance will cover it. Hopefully, now that we've cleaned up certain issues, we haven't seen any new litigation involving any of the other boards of the town, no Article 78s. I'm not aware of any other issues or administrative decisions that would lead to any kind of Article 78. So hopefully, we can keep things move in the right direction where we're minimizing litigation against the town.
I'd like to propose that we increase his time.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I'd like to propose that we increase his time.
Oh.
But not the budget. The budget. It's the time.
I don't know.
You didn't check by a vote or. You stand for it?
I thought you'd already said that the union, you couldn't give clerks a stipend.
No, you can't work out of title. Stipends are, you can do stipends. you can't work out of title. So the out of title stipend was.
Oh, not a
was
federal
illegal.
stipend, okay.
So, this is sort of this we collect for fees and we have to trash the checks. And we have to do. This is notice, this is. This is. I'm not sure what.
I have my ask, my current freelance. I'm happy.
Okay, so are we done with, what are you referring to? That page?
Yeah,
Page one?
yeah, we're on to the.
We're on now to, Central Communications.
Almost $2,000.
That's me.
It's not, it's more, it's whatever goes into your office. Basically in that line. So
But that includes $925 or $600.
this is what I have as a saving our account based on the expected payment, but and then I'm sure they subtract it out.
That was the sign.
No. Well, they gotta get to check. So you say that's to check.
That's.
Yeah, that's the communication.
Yeah, let's-
All right, 9:15.
So this is. I think that includes.
Okay, we go, let's go,
Yes. This lands cash.
we go forward, let's go Central Communications. The $700 increase, that's the 2%.
Page 3.
Central communication.
1650.
What's the question?
Nothing.
Oh.
I'm just saying that,
700
that's,
is two.
that's 2%.
Correct.
Okay.
That would be, yes, that's the guy that just told me page 3.
Okay.
John, I do my job for you whenever you ask. You're welcome.
I do want to say something, our printing right now with the Achiever is way down. With, what's the other company we had?
Rico.
Much down. We're talking about hundreds of dollars a month. We're down to 75 a month right now, 65. That's what we're.
But I thought we had a service contract on Rico where we bought Toshiba, so there's that difference. Like, I think we had, because they took Rico back, you know what I mean? But did we have a service contract on it too?
We had on Rico.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, so this is overall, we purchased the Toshiba, so it's ours, so we don't have that monthly fee plus the cost for mounting that.
And I think it uses ink more sparingly. I know from when I've done big print jobs,
Yeah,
it doesn't run down nearly as fast.
yeah, it's a much better product.
All right, 1910 unallocated insurance. That's a 9% increase.
Yeah, so that went up quite a bit as well. Now, the $50,000 that was budgeted is wrong
Way wrong.
because our finances weren't up to date and we didn't know even if we got paid, which year we paid NYMER. We tried to pay it early. So anyway, so that should have been, that budget last year should have been 69,000. So you're gonna have to be doing some transfers of funds for that.
Yes.
Okay. So for next year, that's where you see the increase in 9% on the 69,000.
Mhm.
So, my, to make a recommendation that you put an asterisk beside that and make that very clear for people who want to get into the details, let's say. Sure. Because if you miss the,
What is close to 2024 action?
yeah, but the budget was
2024, 20,000.
Right. So what I did is on 24, the actual at the end of the year, when we did the budget last year, it was 60,000, and it was over that, obviously. So that's why there was a carryover from 24 to 25. And it should have been, well, obviously it should have been, we actually spent more than this. So,
No,
you just need to make sure.
We'll get through it.
Because in other words, this is an accounting issue.
I have the number now. We do have the exact number now.
So you need to put the budget, 2025 budget, right? So, yeah, so.
So we have to sign the contract. So Mike, do you remember what that number was?
I mean, what long are we talking
We're
about?
looking at,
I'm still looking at the NYMER contract.
time of contract.
Let's just sign them.
I reviewed it over the weekend, everything looked good, but
That's, yeah, I haven't signed it yet.
I don't know, what was the annual cost?
I don't know the, well, what it was 9% increase over last year. That's what
What are
it
you
was.
talking about?
9%
This is our insurance.
insurance.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
My concern is the budget. It's a budgeted number for 2025. You're saying is incorrect.
The budgeted number for 2025 was lower than it should have been because we didn't have any actuals to base off of. That is what John is saying, but 2026 is correct because they just got the contracts. But if anybody's looking, like you said,
Yeah.
for the difference,
Right.
we will have to say it because we didn't have accurate financials in order to produce the correct numbers.
So might as well put that in right now.
We're gonna have to do that.
Sorry.
We're gonna have to go and increase that.
Yeah,
50,000.
yeah,
That's
you
gonna happen.
can't leave it like this.
No,
No,
that's,
no, it's,
that's part of the reconciliation that we can be doing, is correcting that also.
yeah, so we have to do budget transfers. We haven't done them yet. We're gonna do them towards the end of the year. Once we do them towards the end of the year, I'm hopefully shooting for the last meeting in December, then we will have clear actual budget numbers of what we would have needed if we had had the correct financial documents when John prepared the budget last year.
Do you understand what I'm asking?
I don't understand what you're asking if I
You
didn't
want the
answer.
explanation as to why they're keeping out
We have a document that says it's $50,000 and that's incorrect.
Because
Well, that's
John,
what we budgeted.
No, I understand.
Yeah, no, I
But he wants it corrected for now.
Yeah, or make a statement because the 9%
but
increase
you
is
can't
not.
correct it until you do the budget transfers. We're not doing budget transfers right now.
Is it just not put a comment in here?
Yeah,
Yes,
So we
yes.
just need a
It's in the
comment, John, that
comments.
says the
You can do that.
2025 budget
Yes.
is not 50,000.
But again, it's a budgeted number, so it was lower than you expected. You could put a note in there.
50,000 flows.
Then, let's get it, let's go on this thing right now. All right.
So John.
So I looked for those documents I gave to Samira that I was given to review. I can't find it. There were numbers in there, but I can't find
It's
it.
okay, really, all Gregory's, I think if I'm saying this correctly, all Gregory's saying is to put a comment in here that says the 2025 budget of 50,000 is incorrect.
So you didn't have the number.
Right,
We
so
didn't have the number.
Increase in states,
So that
increase of
when you say
2025
9%
was
increase-
69,000, but it was an increase of 9%.
Right, it doesn't,
But it's 99% on 50,000.
No,
he just wants to know why it had 50,000.
If we, if this was 69,000, what's 9% of that? 10% would be 6,900. That doesn't get
Yes,
us
it
to
doesn't
75.
equate to 75. For some reason, I have the 75.5. I'm pretty sure that I got that from this year's,
The inflows. Right, okay, so if you back out 9% from that, you're not gonna get the number that.
So we're talking-
I think my,
2025, 70,000.
yeah,
Right.
I'll have to go back, because
I mean,
because, yeah.
Well,
Well, I'll go back.
so you understand the point I'm making.
70,000 of.
Somebody's gonna ask.
5,600, that makes sense. 5,300.
Right,
Like
then
the
the
control.
total should be
Right.
for 2025.
But once we do the budgeted, once we do our budget transfers, they will see that in the AFR. They'll see it in the end result. You're just not gonna see it right now.
Do you know when we pay that out? 9?
9 months?
So we paid 26 and 25. Or we paid 26 and 25.
I don't know when I get paid. I thought I get paid, in December.
9 gets paid in December.
Yeah, so I haven't seen the bill.
426. We're paying.
We're paying, Nymer in December this year for 26. Because we get a discount. We pay,
Yeah, you
No,
definitely
that's-
pay your insurance ahead of time.
No, you're talking about Nisler's. Nisler's gets paid in December to save a discount. It's due in February. Nymer is your insurance. I haven't seen the bills yet. You guys haven't relayed them to me, so I can't tell you what it said.
Well, I can tell you across the board that municipal insurance has been going up quite a bit.
Yes.
So that is a figure that.
If we take,
we should.
75,000 is a 9% increase with it. Therefore, 50, 2025, we're on 69,000.
And that's
69,000
not-
times 9% gives us 75,000. That's about it. So we actually underestimated it by 19,000. And that's, we're gonna correct that.
What I was asking John about was that, when we update the E-code, like, in other words, every year we pay a certain amount of money, which is in here, but when we update it, there's another charge. And I trying to find out where.
I saw it. I saw it.
E-code charges each time you update it?
Yeah, that's why we do lump sums and zoning updates.
Right, because it's thousands of dollars.
Trying not to do like one at a time.
So the 1,300 is only. the
Yeah, at some
annual
point,
fee.
and there's no rush or anything, but send me a copy of the contract, the agreement, and what the terms are with that, because
It's
I
an
know
annual
certain things are
contract.
supposed to be automatic. What? Yeah.
Here, no, because there's 20 books, there's printed paper involved.
Well, we should see what services and what services are actually necessary.
If you have any printing service at all, and we have 20 books, even if we reduce it to 10, it wouldn't eliminate most of the fee. Like the actual local laws are listed separately, but they haven't been integrated into code, and then you're gonna be doing all the zoning changes, so, you know.
Well, all I'm saying is just I would like to review the agreement, because there may be certain things that we can adjust, because I know
Fine.
other larger municipalities don't seem to pay
Yeah,
a lot for
I've never seen a
it.
E-code fee at all.
Well, I don't know what they call it, okay?
Is that, are you
The
talking
actual
just
annual fee-
for purchasing the books, or?
The actual, there's a regular annual fee for maintaining it online.
Yeah.
And that's like $1,300. When you go and make new laws, or you go and change the zoning, then they have to integrate it into the different things, like we added
Right.
chapter. So we also have,
But generally, that's included with the whole service for them. Okay, well then send me that. I guess that's
right, because
what I'm
that's-
asking for,
that's
so
what
I
I'm
can
telling
review
you.
that.
That's what I'm
Is that
telling you.
part of the municipal fees?
I don't know where it's going. I just
Municipal
said, I think
fees
it's gonna
is-
be at least $3,500. Where are you gonna put it?
Hang on a second.
I'm
Okay, let's start at the beginning.
we're on a particular page. Is that on this page?
It's still there.
So are you asking for that to go on this page somewhere?
I'm not sure where it should go.
What exactly?
Well, here it is. If you have municipal dues, is that part of municipal
No, you
dues?
cannot put anything in the municipal dues line.
Well, it's zero right now.
Yes, because the accountant does not want anything in the municipal dues line. They want everything charged back to the individual's department. Right. So what John did was go through and, take out anybody who had dues, and we pushed them back to the individual department and then up their individual contractual line to take care of those dues. What Lynn is talking about is E-code is right now in her budget. It's in town clerk's budget. But
Right.
it's only like, I don't know if it's 1,000, 1,300, I'm not sure off the
For
top of
the
my head.
annual fee,
But
which
she's
is
They're
saying
saying when we update the e-code,
Yes.
they charge us more.
a lot less.
So what we need to do is first evaluate that contract, is the way it sounds.
That's what I'm
And
asking.
What Matt is saying, to make sure that we're not on the wrong program, or we didn't sign the wrong contract in the past, and find out exactly what we get with our annual subscription, and then go from there.
But
Now
you have,
we had nothing budgeted for last year.
Because they made it,
Came out of her dues.
It came out of hers, it came out of her line.
So, and to answer Lynn's question, I told her earlier, it's gonna come out of the zoning .4, because of updated zoning.
Okay.
So there's a surplus of over $5,000 in that line
okay.
currently, so that's where that's coming from. I told you it wasn't coming out of your line.
Where is that?
Probably the last page.
Let's go next, let's go next.
Page.
Right, can we go to,
So we're gonna correct that $50,000.
Thank you. So that's.
Yeah, no, I think we.
and then 1990, what is that 40,000 in contingency contractual that didn't have before?
No, I have a
We always
question to
had a
ask you.
contractual line.
Right, there's nothing budgeted
That's contingency.
contingency. I mean, there was nothing actual 2023 and 24.
Because it's a contingency line, you move it out into your individual lines as you need it.
Hopefully used for surplus, but this year not so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Page 4?
I think that.
Traffic, okay,
Oh,
traffic
sorry.
control,
No, it was.
John, just contingency. John, just to let you know, in the traffic control, we have gotten, we passed a resolution for, dashboard cameras and also GPS on town vehicles now. Besides that, I know, but the thing is, that's, so now it's gonna be costing us $2,300 plus the, highway garage is like $3,600, it really is.
So the 2,300 is in here for $2,400 out of this budget. The rest of it would be in the highway budget.
No,
Why?
that comes out of the traffic control. We pay that out of traffic control in this budget.
Goes in
With the,
trucks, so, doesn't it?
all signage, all town signages, and, the cloud that's
So the
used,
GPS for the trucks.
the trucks.
So how we,
Fine, that comes out of contract, that comes out of the,
GPS for the trucks, we're paying out of our budget?
that comes out of your budget, the GPS?
Not for your.
No,
No,
ours,
for
yeah, I know,
highway,
ours.
it's not a highway.
Yeah, highway trucks should come out of highway.
Right. So ours, yeah. So I'm just
What's
saying-
it called? Building department should come out of the building department's budget, et cetera.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the notation. It's-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What are you?
All right, what it is that we passed a resolution to put GPS and dashboard cameras on the town vehicles. Yes, highway. So in other words, what we do.
The town vehicles, not highway.
Not highway, town vehicles. And the total cost is from, since Saturday, was about $2,200. We have to divide that up into, the highway, the, building department, vehicles, that should come out of their budget. Like what should come out of, traffic control should be signage.
Right, that's all we have.
That's all we
on
should
the
come
map.
out.
Oh, says it's a misallocation, incorrect. So you just need that to be changed?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else on this?
No,
John, so you follow what he was saying, is just to reallocate this, traffic
The
control.
GPS.
the GPS should, in other words, there's, two vehicles that the highway does. So in other words,
Not the highway.
I'm sorry, the building department does. So in other words, it's $2,300 we paid for GPS and for the cameras, additional cameras. All right, the two trucks, the two vehicles that the building department should be coming out of that.
The building department.
The building part, that part. What should be coming out of here is the Chevy Bolt. All right, and also the maintenance.
Jeep too, right?
The Jeep is out of that.
So there's three vehicles in that come out of,
There's two vehicles that come out of,
they have three. They have two pickups in the Jeep.
they have one pickup.
Oh,
They have one pickup, no, they have one pickup and the Jeep. We have, the maintenance guy has the other, van. So that's come out of,
So one comes out of the buildings.
right, two of them comes out of the buildings. There's, two other vehicles, the Bolt, the Chevy Bolt, and, Pat Connors, and the pickup, that should come out of, town hall.
I mean, two come out of the building.
And two come out of the buildings.
All right,
It's just a
so the
good
ones that are in the
allocation.
budget.
Yeah, you have to just change.
Yes.
I can straighten it.
Yeah,
That's easy.
yeah. And by the way, I'm gonna call up, tomorrow, Mike Schultz is gonna have, the highway department put in the dashboard cameras and the GPS on the town vehicles. Whenever, you get that done, I'm gonna be calling up, Marshall and Sterling. That should give us a reduction in insurance.
Yep.
All right, also. I'm not saying it will give us a reduction in insurance, but, no, it should.
Right.
So on this page, are we done on this
Yes,
page?
well, the traffic control, basically, this is all for signage.
Yeah.
That's all it is, okay.
That's, I mean,
So we're,
Don is gonna deal with
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
proper allocation.
GPS is not in here. No. It is in there, it's gonna get reallocated to where it should go.
Right.
Page 4.
John, I have a question to ask you about code enforcement, very simple, Tony. All right. You said that you did a reduction from 125?
I suggested that we reduce, because they all got a lot of clothing this year. And I know they were trying to spend the rest of their budget, finding it because they had money left over. So I don't think, if we wanna, so it was 1,200, John took it all out. I'm okay with doing some, but I don't
We
think.
say
we need-
1,200.
It was $1,200 for
Clothing.
clothing,
They're still ordering more.
and they're still earning more because they're trying to spend their budget,
No,
Which is not
So-
cool, by the
no,
way.
no,
Which is not cool.
no.
which is not cool.
So that's why I don't want to put anything else in, because we can spend it like that.
No, but I'm saying, you gave them a big increase. You went from $210,000 in 2025 to $238,000 in 26.
What are we talking about? That's, well, that's salary.
That's
A
salary.
lot of that's salary.
All right.
But then they were looking for a 32-inch monitor. They, like, most of them have 2 monitors in there. I don't know why.
They have one monitor. They only have one monitor, no, so.
So why do they need a 32-inch monitor? I might have a 27 at home, I'm donating.
There's no need for a 32-inch monitor.
Okay. And then they had $500 for miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I know that they would be asking for that is so that they can see the digital maps that you post.
Okay, well, then John, put that back in.
Just as
I'm
an
all right with that.
FYI, I actually build the maps on 2 48-inch monitors.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so put the monitor back in.
So that's $400 increase.
Okay. And then they had $500 for miscellaneous. What
Where's
they had it.
I guess that miscellaneous is probably clothing.
No, they had 1,200 for clothing and 500 for miscellaneous and 400 for a monitor.
Miscellaneous, are you talking about the
Oh,
contractual
they said
line?
you was
Yes.
mixed.
So miscellaneous, if they need to purchase, rubber bands, paper clips, all that stuff, I now charge back
Right,
to the
right.
department.
Okay,
So he's gonna need some sort of supply line.
He said
so,
clerical
okay, so
supply.
$500
Um,
for a year?
To me, yeah, but I don't know what he needs. I'm not.
All right, so put that back in.
What's that for?
The 500 miscellaneous, because I didn't realize they're getting supplies.
Yeah, I charge all supplies now back to the individual.
Well, what we're gonna do also is, we are going to have codes on the Shiva. So in other words, so if you want to print something out, you have to type in your code, and then you get charged, your department gets charged that amount, because it comes out of building line.
So we're gonna have to add paper to all of our.
Yes, yes, we're gonna, at the very end, we're gonna have, for example, how much each person copied there, more or less, and that department does it. Well, my biggest concern is that one of the biggest users of, paper is the justice court. I mean, when Irma goes up there, she prints out 100 pages at a time. They got a printer right there. They got a copier right there that she doesn't want to use because it's cheaper for them to use ours here. So that's exactly what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're gonna do. That's what.
So you're putting on the
We're putting in a code then, and we're gonna charge each department. Because right now, it comes out of the buildings.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna.
So the only other thing that's not in here, the vehicle maintenance, now the Jeep specifically is gonna need some repair. He's got 9,200 in here for that. That is not allocated in.
Where is that?
It is not in.
Oh, well, where would it be?
At least this is the
Okay.
this is the only other.
Yes. Requests for a new
There's a
vehicle.
few resolutions for this.
So I don't know how you guys feel about what your thoughts are.
So get that back.
So there's $9,200.
All these
So
things.
he broke it down.
And then you put out the revised version and then you pass it. No reason I can't do it 2 weeks from now. In fact, it's a week and 6 days.
So $9,200 in there,
Yeah, I would.
I'm actually.
Yes.
Spend another five to get a brand new.
Yeah, right.
5,000?
It's not a bad point. If you want to make that publicly, knock yourself
I'm
out.
not going to be saying that.
More than that.
Publicly, I really apologize.
50,000.
Sorry.
So the only question I have is how much did they spend on maintenance so far?
I don't have that right there. And that wasn't good.
It'll be fine.
Where did it come out of?
It's taking out of buildings.
Comes out of buildings.
I put everything back to the individual line that uses it, like the bolt actually comes out of Irma's line, because that is the only person I ever see lining, driving it.
You don't see me driving it?
Well, listen, she gets free paper, I'm
Like
charging
we're
her
gonna
for the
help
bolt.
each other.
So I just want to know about this.
If you want, I can go look.
I mean, it would be helpful, yeah, because we don't. I mean,
Just look at the signs.
Somebody
on
has
your property.
Or his car without having to go up to
So
Well, I'll tell you something. I drove the Jeep, and,
It has.
you drove the Jeep, and like, what we saw basically, like Christmas time, all things were lighting up.
Well,
Well, no, it's the ship, there's something wrong with it.
So, I guess the question is, how much is it costing in maintenance?
So it's always opposed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
To I've been friends for
The
20
idea
years.
is, don't forget, you put a $20,000 note on it, or instead of, and then you still have to trade in a sweet stuff out, another, let's say, another 10. You do have $30,000, you don't have to put $30,000, you're gonna get surplus. So I just want you to think, instead of spending 9,200, that's.
I met Tim when his daughter was like 2. I think she's like 24 now.
They have nothing.
They don't need a brand new.
What do you get back? I would say get back to you. Well, it is.
He's been out for a couple of years. She teaches. She was teaching in Central New York, and now she got a job in North Boston, closer to her boyfriend.
They go from their hut to the brush.
Well, his thing, right. My feeling is, John, that,
Maybe,
transition doesn't need to be.
And the son,
Doesn't?
it's already in college, he's in his second year
I'll
old.
tell you what, the vehicle,
I remember him being
I asked him why we need the vehicle for, and that is to bring down, all the receipts to the town hall here, which we can do ourselves, because, Pat goes up there, goes up to the transfer station, or goes up to, the landfill, at least in the day, to look at it. He can stop by and get the, receipt. They also, go to, all the materials, like for example, West Kill Recycling, right? They go there, pick up the checks there. I told, I forget the guy's name, the place there. mail us the checks, which they've been doing. They also have the recycling and so forth, that they go and pick up the checks,
Yes.
mail it to us.
Yeah.
So is that, so I don't think, I mean, do they need a vehicle? They need maybe something to go from the hut to the brush line, that's about it.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I mean, yeah, but I mean,
What is it?
But
Yeah.
it's right down to the building department. Absolutely. As long as everything is the streets.
Well, put it this way.
Never bought for them to begin with, it was bought for the building department.
it was built for, yeah, the Gibson building department.
We're gonna get something about-
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that, I don't feel what they need there is a big, maybe like a used golf cart.
Oh, yeah, or
No,
something,
I'm serious.
whatever they need to.
We're not gonna get a golf cart. Smoke that thing.
No, they have those like,
But no one's gonna bring brush in during the time. Really?
Basket on a bike.
How I did my paperwork.
Well, the thing is, no, here's the, John, here's the thing, you know, my-
UTV, utility, terrain vehicle.
alternate ATV.
No, not an ATV, the bigger ones, some of them have roofs
Oh,
on them,
these,
and they have
gators,
like,
gators.
it's
But
like a
the thing is,
utility. terrain.
I just talk about, driving that stuff in the snow. Mike does a great job of plowing the roads here, you know. Because like, I mean, put it this way, if the roads aren't plowed properly, no one's going back there to brush anyway. You know, so my feeling is maybe some sort of vehicle. Bicycle?
Well, Mike, do you have anything excess from the highway company? Do you have anything excess from the highway?
Yeah, give one of those, dump truck.
That truck of mine got to be replaced at some point.
What I'm saying basically is we can get more value from, your replacement, the Jeep replacement.
Got it.
You know, more value than,
I got what you're saying.
yeah. Yeah, I was up there, you were up there, we both were up there, and, you know, and I saw basically, all the cars that were going to the, brush pile. You know, I saw Patrick walk by, down there. Right.
We'll love to this.
Okay.
What page would you like?
So I'm going to incorporate the 400, I'm gonna put the 500 back in the miscellaneous, so that we add up to 8,000.
Yeah.
And we're gonna potentially refer back to vehicle maintenance, potentially increase that. Okay.
Which one, you got the 36?
You put 900 back. 500 miscellaneous and 400 for the monitor.
400 with all,
Although,
into the 0.2, and 500 for miscellaneous, which would bring that up to 8,500 and 0.2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean 8,000.
Yeah.
Including any vehicle maintenance.
Okay.
But that comes out of the buildings, so we don't need to put the in
For what?
for vehicle maintenance.
No, it comes out of the building, it comes out of the department that uses the vehicle.
Right. Comes out of code enforcement.
That's where I've been told them.
Yeah. We said that. in
I'm
code.
trying to figure out how much each department costs to run. I'm looking right now to see if we did any maintenance on it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so let's go down, what
Yeah.
you're looking at that, let's go further down.
Yeah.
Civil defense, we don't need register. That's the same, hasn't changed. Superintendent of highway,
I know that just the regular rate, okay? The 60, that's.
no, that's it, that's an increase.
$1,000, it was 58 something.
It's 58,000, now it's 60,000. To be very honest with you, this is something that I feel that should be a little higher.
What's that?
The salary of the superintendent of highway, we are the lowest in the county.
And it hasn't raised since
We haven't raised it at
2022.
all.
There is a raise in there.
I know.
Is it- yeah, it's minimal.
Well, you want more,
Oh, I'm just saying, for example, I've spoken to some of the highway employees about the eventuality that Mike retires, would they step into that,
And you could take less pay.
you know, it'd be less pay for them doing it, and not one person said they would take it.
Right.
And I, we'll go to the pay, full-time job. Is it-
Full-time job?
It's,
Right,
it's
So
really-
that's the difference though.
it is a
If-
full-time job. This is
So
a
if it
full-time
overtime.
job.
As a highway, you can get overtime for the maintenance as a,
Put it this way,
as a highway person.
we have, for
But
example,
I'm saying though, they're comparing rates, you know, that they wouldn't take that, but
Because they lose money, because they don't, there's no overtime on the superintendent's salary.
in other words,
They're probably making 89,000.
they're making it 90,000.
Because of the overtime.
And if we have a supervisor, and not only that, though, but the supervisor, it's a salary position, but he works, well, I'm not saying, referring to Mike, but the superintendent works the hours. When they get called out for, snow plowing in the middle of the night, he goes with them. In that sense.
So what is comparable? What are other?
Similar size.
I looked at,
Similar size.
I looked at town of Olive, which is similar to our state. And they, I believe this is, Mike, Ryan Burns, the superintendent of highways in Olive. His salary is like, what, 75,000?
25 or 80.
We only have 4,400 people. We have 6,000.
And.
roads, not people.
I'm sorry, what?
Come on,
Yes, 60% of their taxes get paid by the DEP.
guys,
What do you think, what do you have, with us too?
no, not even close.
Not as much as all.
Well, Olive, well, they have,
But that doesn't have anything to do with the job.
I'm just saying.
right, I understand.
How they
We think
finance
it's
it.
comparable, but it's not.
Yeah, but no, we're not talking about how to finance it. We're talking about that,
What they're getting paid to do the same work.
yes.
I don't know.
There's a $5,000 increase in there, a little more. So that's up to you
It's a
guys.
5,000 increase for the super.
No, for the whole line,
No,
For the supervisor.
so
Superintendent.
Mike currently makes 54,675.
Oh, you're 54,000?
Oh, I thought it'd be 58. Oh, I'm sorry.
54,675.
Okay, so it's.
That's
That's
back for what, 3 years?
Better, oh, well, remember that.
But I mean, it's just so next year we increase it again, that's all.
Department of Labor says that.
I'm just saying, when I spoke to some of your high
We got it.
No, you're right.
This is.
Department of Labor.
Okay, all right. I thought it was 58,000. Okay. All right. Now the superintendent of highway also, this is also, the deputy supervisor. I'm sorry, the secretary is on this line also, right?
Right.
Michelle Bergen's on this line too.
She gets paid out of here or
Yes.
out of?
No, you just get out of there.
Michelle Bergen works for the town, not for the highway
Right.
department.
That's correct.
No,
No,
she works for us.
No.
In other words,
She works for me, but I'm not the appointing authority.
right, we are the ones that appoint.
Her line is in here.
Her line's in there.
In this number.
And, right, and her line is part of the, town's line, as opposed to the highway department.
But she is part of the union.
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay, general repairs,
you wanna go back to 3620?
3620.
Yeah.
For the,
$1,000.
$1,000 a month?
No, $1,000 total so far this year is what they have spent on repairs on the Jeep.
So if you take out the amount of money spent on their clothes, put that back in, they have enough.
I don't understand how, they're not spending money on the maintenance, but they justify a new Jeep.
Or $9,200.
Well, they're saying that it needs $9,200 in work.
It's probably the.
Deferred maintenance on the vehicle.
that's what they're saying.
That's what they're
If they
saying.
got an estimate, that's how much. work.
Everybody knows.
The roof
They have.
on parts.
So that was the other, I don't know if that's great, the muffler, it's the transmission, like you all saying.
It's,
Sounds like
the shift, the shift
That's
is
transmission.
a problem.
You know,
I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's the
Okay,
trans.
so,
it's not the
so
transmission.
I guess the decision here is whether or not we should go ahead with this increase so that they can get,
A Jeep fixed.
either fixed or a new Jeep or
Well, we're not gonna do the new Jeep, we're not doing that.
whatever.
I-
What if we bring our vehicles for the town?
We bring it to, Astra?
I think they
Yes,
have
that's where the Jeep
paid for
goes,
the
yes.
lorry.
I believe that's what the Jeep brand is going from.
Yes. They go to
My
Astra,
car. I just-
Also,
Which is on
local
28
there's a lot of
Circle.
like oil changes.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Didn't you guys, work on town vehicles in the past?
Usually under one people.
The Rams should be on the one, too.
They are.
We are.
take our new trucks to Rugies or, Fords and new trucks, we taking the Rugies for the oil changes, it's cheaper for them to do it than for us to do it in-house. Believe it or not.
If my son works in Monroe, I can ask if they would be cheaper, you know, to repair. So,
I
Specialty
personally,
oil.
you really should go back to the dealership. If you wanna keep the vehicle. in-
That's
oh, I didn't know that was the dealership that they were talking about.
Yes, yeah. Tasca, however you say it.
Oh,
They-
I
they do.
have a new name, that's it, okay, yeah,
They did Jeep.
Never mind, yeah,
They
I
did Jeep.
I forgot they had.
That's where we bought the, Chief from?
I don't know if you guys, when you buy vehicles for the town, you buy the extended warranty, but I strongly suggest you do it.
Well, we didn't do the extended warranties on the Ram trucks.
You didn't?
We didn't do it, no. We just, well, that might,
Before our time here.
but the thing is, the reason why we didn't do it, because, that came out of ARPA money, both those, Ram vehicles. I know. I'm just saying that's where it came out of. When I looked at the, bill for that, it was just it was 40,000 and the 45,000 it was. The two vehicles at that time.
I got extended warranty with all the.
You have it on those, you have to have it on those.
Everything we get.
But we didn't get, it wasn't put on back in 2022 or 23, whatever.
The one truck they never bought for was truck 12, and that's the one, the motor flow, and we have to put two different motors in. For my opinion.
Okay.
All right, so further down.
Where to?
I
So
want,
there's nothing in general for repairs. Why is that? What would go in general repairs?
Well, I think it's billing every department now.
right, so the general goes into.
But what about like, getting the septic tank fixed?
1620
Where does that go?
That's buildings.
That's
Buildings.
20, depending on what building it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Wendy has divided up.
I saw
I
that.
have my own line.
So what
So what do we spend out of here this year?
Out of which one?
The general repair is 5110.
That's a highway line.
A 5110?
85110.
A 5110.
It's actually DA 5110.
Is this a mistake? Why is this?
I didn't put any money in it, so it's, yeah. If I had to guess, it's a D line.
It is a D
It is
line.
So
D
then
line.
we should take it out.
So this shouldn't be in this budget.
No, that should be in the highway budget.
I didn't make the budget, yeah, it's just because that's where it falls in the numbering.
Which one's supposed to be? in?
5110
I
is
didn't put any money
the
in.
D line.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Maybe we should
That's fine, that's
take it
fine.
out.
Yeah.
Or make a note,
And
And we're gonna just make it's highway.
right?
Yeah,
Just make a note it's highway.
If you leave it in this for,
This highway.
I'll make a note.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Same thing with the 5112, that's highway also.
That's highway
Yes,
also,
correct.
same thing. And machinery,
Highway.
5130 is highway,
The next town one would be.
All right, now town garage, that's us.
yes.
and you did a great job getting that, keeping that lease flat.
John did that.
That's
John did
John.
that, thank you, John.
Did they,
Nice
did
job.
they agree it to it?
Yep.
Waiting for the.
He's waiting for his father
Still waiting
to,
for the signature.
do the approval.
That's
The thing is,
fantastic.
What John
Yeah,
did was
that's
a great
fantastic.
suggestion. We pay, instead of paying monthly from now on, we give them the whole amount in January for the year.
Oh, nice.
And this way,
Oh, they get to reinvest it.
they
get
can
to-
do whatever they want with it, and we get a 12% discount on it.
Yeah, so that's good. Very interesting. That was
That was great.
When does that start? January 3rd?
We didn't sign the contract yet, did we?
February 1st. But no, there's gotta.
All right.
Let's keep moving.
Okay, okay, so town garage is cool. All right. Miscellaneous,
What is that?
Next, you guys are gonna be on 5182.
This way, this is where we take the radios and the GPS
Oh,
out.
that's indeed then.
Yeah, it's a date. You're
That's
going
a highway.
5182.
All right.
all right, street lighting. That hasn't
On,
changed.
5142,
5182.
I'm back on 5142 on snow.
That's 5142.
This is the one what?
I think you're doing A line.
No, we're doing the A line, that's a D line, DA line. We're doing, yeah, we're doing that.
We didn't get there yet.
Okay, social service, we don't use home relief. Got enough of. Veterans, all right,
Yeah, what you just, oh, okay, never mind.
yeah,
So
veterans is flag, so, John, should veterans supposed to be like, Memorial Day celebrations? Okay.
That's where I took that should be, that's what that line was always for though. So
Was
for some
Memorial
reason,
Day?
they went to a zero line. So my understanding was the veterans were paying for the flags for, not last year or the year before, but 23.
Okay.
23. So we always paid for those little flags to go to the cemetery. And the veterans were kind enough to go up and do it. So yes, we've been paying for that out of our ceremonials line, so it should be coming out of this line.
Okay,
And it's for accounting purposes, that's what it shows now.
Okay.
okay, good.
Great.
All right, senior citizens, we increased it to 4,500.
Yeah, so that's the increase, plus there should be a minimal surplus because one of the trips were canceled. So
Okay.
that should bring them up to roughly that 5,000, 5,500
Right.
they were requesting,
Okay, great.
but we did, we haven't, yeah. So the 900 is still sitting on.
Parks, personal services, that deals basically with, Richie Comerford for one thing.
Yeah, and then anytime highway mows it or, Pat mows it, comes out of that.
Okay, okay,
With private contractor.
All right.
Exactly.
right, recreation,
Yeah, I like that you guys are assisting the library with those programs. I think that's great.
Yeah, and Dan was in the meeting with us, and it was a question that came up, why are we giving them that money? And we, as a town, stopped doing our summer camps years ago. And wanted to get back to the kids specifically. I met with the libraries, they actually started supplementing in offering these programs.
Yep.
So.
I like it.
Usually during spring and summer times would be roughly the time that we go out of school. So it was a nice way to give back to the kids. The libraries were willing to do.
Yeah.
You know, the footwork basically.
And you still get some kind of small grant for.
Right.
For the
So I'll be
youth.
putting that money back in for the $1,000.
Yes.
For this, for the town.
Okay.
okay, good,
So
I like it.
hopefully
Thank
we'll
you.
get that money.
okay. All right, rail trail. So say again?
I said, no, just kidding. No, I think this is good.
I've ordered the doggy bags.
So, you have
I
any-
cleaned it, well, I
Are you
went
at-
out and cleaned it up and,
is Jack Young one who does it?
no, Bill Van Allen, but I can't get in touch with him.
Really?
And I can touch with him.
Is
He
Jack,
was, according to, Heather.
is Jack Young one?
His dog, yeah. But somebody had mentioned that they were getting full, so I went out there and pulled them out.
All right, okay, so rail trail, we're good with
Yeah.
4,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the personal service for the rail trail, we're talking about the mowing, right?
Yes.
Mowing,
Any kind
today that week we did they had us fill the potholes in down in the south parking lot. That's when I got to it.
That's fine.
I just want to let you know,
Down
Ralph,
by, down towards
By
Bethel,
the-
down towards
The
Bethel.
south end.
What is it? Oh, okay.
Ralph, I just want to let you know also, because you were involved with this and also we put in for a grant
I know.
and it was turned down.
Yeah.
We're too rich.
It was turned down.
It was turned down.
For
Oh.
two,
The rail trail
rail trail?
turned out too.
What's that?
Yep.
Well, the only thing is, what could be done is if the highway comes in and does the rail trail, pays down there. It's 3,000 feet.
I know.
You know, but they turned us
We're
down.
gonna take a different approach to it. It was not, in my opinion, it was not proper.
Okay.
Usually-
Historian, 3,600. What happened basically is we are paying for his dental. Right. So in other words, so what we did basically, we put in part of salary. I say something bad? All right, next one. Celebrations.
What's the 1,200 for tractor?
Yeah.
sometimes he needs to, order supplies.
Yes.
And then he also has a membership or a subscription that's something to do with historian. I can't tell you off the top of my head what it is, but I can tell you how much it costs.
I mean, it's a lot compared to anything
Well-
that we had
Previous,
before.
right, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, not that it's a lot, it's just.
Right, but really, $150 this year,
Yeah.
where are we getting $1,100 of fees?
So here's the thing, he doesn't spend the money, so you can get that back in surplus.
Right.
But they're all years, for example, headstone breaks. He has to bring a contract, that's very expensive. So
Okay.
those are the things that, you never know what happens.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
The good thing is he doesn't spend the money.
Right, it comes back to us. Safe. All right, celebrations.
Yeah, we'd like to put in more money for her again, like that.
Zoning.
So, yeah, I had a question about the contractual.
So you're gonna potentially see some of your E monies going from them, coming from them.
Okay, some of the E code updates.
Yes.
So that's why you see a
Okay.
surplus of 5,000, roughly I was saying earlier. So that money would then be offset by what Lynn's referring to.
Okay.
The majority of it's zoning.
Yeah, I mean, they don't use plan, you know, they don't, I mean,
So what's his own
natural
personal
is there,
services?
but is that,
That's-
you get
that's-
paid
that's
extra
your
for that?
secretary.
That's part of your cash
No,
job, right?
no, I never charged it.
All
Any
right.
questions, Dave?
I guess, Don, I guess a question real quick. On, 2024 budget, the zoning, 100, the person was $132,000. You know what that is?
What are you talking about?
If you look at the, eight,
2024 actual.
the 8-10,
24.
Got it.
it's 132,000.
We paid a lot of back bills.
Yeah, but that wouldn't, shouldn't have came out of
That shouldn't
personnel.
come.
I don't know.
That's not right. I don't
I don't know.
know where RBT got that.
Well, even 86 a year before, so something, there was some kind of,
Well, was that like attorney?
That was,
who
there was all that
They wouldn't have been
litigation.
paid out of
wasn't
the
It should-
one
it
line.
shouldn't have
Shouldn't-
been paid out.
No, it shouldn't get paid out of that line.
But not even, because there was a separate attorney for the planning board, a separate attorney for the zoning board, there was litigation constantly.
But the thing is, right, this is zoning is, this is basically, right now, 10,000.
Yeah, but what kind of-
That's a secretary. That's
Yeah,
the ZBA
No, we
secretary.
weren't talking.
Well, no,
about
but $132,000,
Oh, yeah.
Maggie wasn't
So
taking.
this was drafted by RBT, so they took whatever data they had. It could be incorrect based on their end,
I'm looking right
like
now.
Wendy's end, so.
We have it
obviously I
correct
was-
now, so
We do have it correct now.
Yeah, so,
we need to.
yeah.
I know what comes out of there, if the secretary.
Yes.
Is there anything else? I,
All right, planning, like, I guess it's just, that's the secretary,
Yeah.
contractual,
Oh, I know what it
That
was.
would- And that would be for like, that you could have an attorney, a consultant, a planner,
An engineer.
engineers.
I know why the 0.1 line is so high,
Why?
because, there were two people in the building department that were coded wrong when I took over. They, I believe it was Paul, and I want to say Harold were coded to zoning.
Okay.
oh, that's a
Yeah.
Z.
CEO.
That's why their line was.
That's why very
Because
low,
of the
yes, so we
CEO.
now fixed it, everybody coming out of the building department's coming out of code enforcement.
You're trying to increase.
That's why, that's why.
Okay, good. Planning is good, environmental,
Thank you.
Okay.
welcome.
all right, environmental, contractual, that is the, leachate poles,
Which are going down.
which are going down because it has a name.
Yep.
All right, refuse and garbage, that is the salary of, the employees up there. Refuse, garbage, the contractual is the tipping fees. For,
All right. Next page.
Page 7.
the, recycling,
Now they didn't
They
increase.
say, we got no increases. No tipping increase.
they didn't chart, Mark Ryder wanted to, it doesn't matter. Okay. Recycling,
Contractual recycling is any recycling bulk that Upper does.
and we don't charge people for recycling.
No,
We get charged $135 every time they pull the
plus gas,
recycling.
plus fees, so it's like 144.
Plus pay for the bin.
That's
And we-
95.
$95 a month for the bin.
It's 95.
Right. All right, cemetery,
We'll have a conservation house that we're gonna save $6,000.
Because
$6,000.
conservation, I believe, got a grant. Hold on.
Okay.
And you won't see the grant in the expense side, you only see it on the revenue side. Give me 2 seconds. Yes, that's exactly what it is. They,
That's the CAC, that's the,
yes, it's the,
MRI.
it's the Hudson, how do you say it?
Hudsonia.
Hudson River Valley Greenway?
It's Hudsonia.
It's Hudsonia.
LTD, maybe that's what it is, but you guys got we're being reimbursed for it.
We got a
You don't
35 we
see
got
it on
30
the expense side.
That's close. That
You
is
got a
pretty close.
$35,000 grant from,
Yes, you don't
from,
see it on the expense side, you only see it on the revenue side.
When you do your transfers, that'll.
That'll find out, yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Cemeteries, retirement, big chunk. Social Security, I understand Social Security is not going up this year.
Social Security hasn't gone up.
Social Security is always gonna go up if you increase.
Right, and they're paying out what they pay.
I'm saying, all right, in other words, yeah, yeah.
Salary.
But in other words, the percentage has not increased.
Percentage.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying, it's not
My
increased.
understanding is still 7.6.
Yes,
6.2 for social security and 1.45 for
Right,
Medicare.
okay.
Workers' comp is way down.
It has worked in Congress.
How does that go way down?
we,
My union just went way up. Like 15 people.
I get the workman's comp from the county, so it's a pool. So, and this is also, it's also half, this is the town's portion, there's also the highway portion, so you only want to see a portion of it here. And basically, we don't, the town of Hurley does not utilize a lot of our workman's comp. So, for example, in 2020, when we had COVID, I sent everybody home, you got paid your pay, no one took to work was comp, they didn't get the extra $1,000.
You think,
So that has now started coming back to the town, and this is where you're starting to see a little bit of savings for us.
all right, but this is also, this, if I'm not, Wendy, this is in our discussion with Jim Quigley on workers' comp.
No, that was SUI, that was unemployment insurance.
Unemployment, okay,
It's
that's
very
what it was.
Right.
Okay.
We don't have.
Right, you're right, you're right.
We cancel
To
it.
give you,
We do like a reimbursement, so if someone was on
Right.
unemployment, we pay
Well,
that.
there's two things. You can pay a flat fee,
Right, we don't
or
pay,
you pay by individuals.
Exactly.
Since we only had like at that time, one person collecting unemployment, it benefited us to do that one person as opposed to doing the flat fee. which is like
Correct.
that. All right, yes.
so as per the county, I get this every year. County's portion, based on our pool portion is 64,500. So the portion you're seeing here is based on general, that kind of comes out as.
Okay,
Disability.
disability insurance,
Yeah,
that's,
The rest of those
yeah,
are
those things,
separate.
yeah, this is something that's beyond our control.
right.
All
Can
right,
we do special districts now?
that's it. You know, we're good. Where's
The last
Well.
Oh, well,
he's
but
gonna-
the-
Oh, you want to jump on?
Can we-
Oh, there's blank pages at the end. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's special. All right,
Special districts, you want appropriations?
so this is
Yes.
revenue.
No revenues first.
You want special district revenue?
Revenues first,
Okay.
yes.
You got.
Yeah, I don't know. This is beyond me.
Who's gonna get the decision?
This is another 2024 actual, 1,000,007. 2025 was almost 2 million. And now it's
Budget.
12,000.
No, that's not right. RBT didn't do those correctly.
No, that's wrong.
Absolutely not sure.
So what are we looking?
This is the real property taxes for lighting district.
Yeah,
20
Oh,
2 mil.
yeah, I mean,
No, that's gotta be
Where
wrong.
they got
I have no idea what you're doing with this.
They're not right.
So what's this 2023, 11,000?
That's the,
That's more
act-
accurate.
so that's the.
That's more
actual.
That's the actual, and
Right
the
now,
rest we need to-
No, these
We
two
should
numbers
be
are wrong.
right around.
right now,
Should
we're
be-
at
budget
12,000.
We got 12,000.
7,200 right now for town streets. You budgeted 85, that's fine. And you budgeted 12,000 for street lighting, which is Rolling Meadows, and we're at 10,000.
Which is right, it's about 2 more months we had is $1,000.
Right, so we're right on the money.
Okay, all right, the next one is, Amherst District, real property taxes, 225,000 is budgeted. 2026 is 337,500. That's incorrect now, right?
Correct.
That has to be increased in that, right?
Yeah, so.
Increase it by,
Matt comes up and talks to us a
Well,
little
the
bit.
new, yeah, so do you want to discuss the new contract? Okay. So, going over our numbers and reviewing it with, yes.
Oh, no, I was gonna say with you
Yeah,
and John.
with supervisor, deputy supervisor. The 2026 contract for the ambulance service, would be $516,500.
And
We're
what town?
estimating, $207,660 in insurance reimbursements. For a total budget for the ambulance service for 2026 of $724,160. So that number where we came from is just a process of us, moving forward. And we're discovering that our original estimating was much too low in terms of what we need to pay employees. There is a shortage of EMTs in this area. We are competing against, Chris recently bought out, Northern Duchess, competing against Diaz. And our fees were just our pay rates were just much too low. Even at this point, we are still struggling to hire enough people to get up off the ground. So it was for that reason, in consultation with Mike, John, and Debbie, that we came up with that $516,500 number. Now, that is not what the tax levy will be, because I believe the plan is still to do 75% this year, 100% the following year. In addition to that, we discussed an adjustment for the 2025 budget of $112,500 less because of the delays that we run into to get off the ground. So I don't know if you want to call that a savings or whatever, but that's contractual money that we will not be accepting for 2025.
So your 725,000 total budget, that also includes revenue that you get back from insurance.
Insurance revenue, that's correct. Yeah.
That's estimated.
Right.
Estimated, right.
And then the other thing too, I would mention is, I know you're trying to make sure you plan for the ambulance. So those ambulances are really old. So what, I think 2010?
It's about 2010, both of them.
One's 2017.
I was just gonna say, what's Charlie's better?
The 2017 chassis, the actual box is a remount. It's about 30 years old.
Right, and then I think Hurley's.
Early or 11.
Yeah. And Hurley recently, fire district has put a lot of money into that ambulance.
Yep.
And it's still got some issues. So we're certainly being conservative in terms of, or being protective of, we know we're going to have expenses here. And we can't be cut short. It's a different conversation a year from now, when we've got some more experience. And we can see what actual insurance revenues are, what our actual expenses are. We're still estimating everything, but we have to be cautious with it to go forward to get this up.
And the hourly rate, right, John and I both encourage them to go with the prevailing, like, don't slowly bump it up, just do it, because then you never catch up. And that's the same kind of thing we did with the town employees last year. You gotta give them a big bump, you gotta get it right, competitive to start. And so I think you guys are going to 25.
So it will depend on levels of experience and everything else, but this budget gives us the option to go up to $25 an hour, which makes us competitive with Empress, Diaz, some of the other commercial agencies.
So, so what?
Those are with commercial, community, private,
That's correct. Yeah. So,
makes us competitive. How much lower is it compared to the private?
well, you can, so there are other agencies around that are as low as $22.50, $23 an hour.
Right.
What we are finding is that as a new agency, as a new startup agency, we're having difficulty getting personnel to come to us from an existing agency. So for that reason, we would like to be in the pay range of the commercial agencies, of the higher paying agencies in this area. Because again, there's a very small pool of people.
But that's gonna pose a problem longer term. Well, I mean, what's gonna happen next year when we have to do this budget again? Because they're gonna have an increase.
But it's not gonna be a big increase.
It's gonna be, well, I mean.
I think once we're established, I don't think there are going to be dramatic increases year over year.
Are these the union that's?
No. These are all part-time people. So, and what happens a lot of times is these people that work for Diaz or work for Empress, they will come and take shifts, right? So they're not gonna leave necessarily those places, but they're not gonna come here and make $3 an hour less, right? They'll take more hours over there. Whereas maybe they want to come, a lot of them want to come and work in Hurley, so
You have to be competitive.
we have to be competitive.
So I think what needs to be for this budget presentation, you need to make sure that absolutely crystal clear that we're not talking about full-time employees.
Correct.
Right? We're talking about part-time employees. I mean, I think this discussion has happened, but for the purposes of this budget and for those people who are outside of this discussion, who are going to be reading this budget, it would be good to just say that somewhere.
Yes.
Do you follow what I'm saying? That's
Yeah, I
the-
don't know, I don't know
I
where we
would, I
would
would
say
add an
that.
attachment to. the-
Or some, you need to be able to be very clear that, we're asking for $25 for an hour for the very same reason that you're saying. But this doesn't include overhead costs. This is
Right,
not,
correct.
this is a part-time
benefits.
employee. There's no benefits associated with it.
Correct.
Like that.
But no, these are still potentially a full-timer as well.
Well, if it's full-time, that's gonna be a completely different number. 25 is not gonna do it.
Well, we're not paying any benefits. We're not the town,
At full-time,
correct?
Who pays the benefits?
There are no
They don't have
benefits.
to offer
It's
them.
not for profit.
Yeah.
No, we're not for profit, we're
It's
private
not a
organization.
municipal, it's not a municipality.
They don't have to.
This isn't the town.
And just to add to that, when Matt is talking about, agencies like Empress that might be paying 24 or 25, they also offer full-time positions with benefits. So we're competing against, we're trying to bring the wages closer to parity, but we're still competing with.
no, but you just said that if you get 25
Yes,
full-time person with no benefits.
correct.
They could offer it, it doesn't mean they're gonna get someone. I mean, you would hope.
That is our hope, yes.
Right,
But
but
you have,
can't know.
but Empress and,
We have no benefits factored into our budget.
but you are offering, full-time positions if need be, right?
If we can land some people, good people for full-time, we would love that. Most likely, these are going to be people who are working full-time elsewhere and part-time with us. Part-time for D.
Nobody's gonna come. Where would they come?
Well, no,
It's gonna,
these are the people that work in part-time.
No, but he's talking about, I'm talking about full-time people.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm asking the question, budget, how is this gonna be paid for? And if you're saying no benefits, then how is that gonna be competitive with the other people who are offering benefits?
you're correct. We're trying to get more competitive. But you're correct.
But-
We're not apples to apples with these other agencies.
So the only thing that you are really talking about is part-time people. This is because full-time people without benefits is not gonna.
I don't know, I don't necessarily agree with that because part of where we're recruiting is going to be people right out of EMT class. So brand new EMTs. A lot of them are going to be younger, so they're going to be 25 years old or less. So benefits may not be a priority. We are not going to get the 50-year-old career EMT. That's correct.
And just to add some context, our original estimates were based on small agencies that were volunteer until some time, went paid. So that's Marbletown, First Aid Unit, Olive, First Aid Unit. And those agencies, that there's sort of two worlds. Those agencies are basically part-time, no benefits. And then virtual agencies or the larger agencies like Diaz, New Pulse Rescue have some full-time position, some part-time. Empress has full-time positions. But what we're basically looking at is a trade-off between workload and working conditions versus a more normal pace. Anyone who works for Empress will tell stories about ending their shift 2 hours late in Albany. So,
And running 6, 7, 8 calls in a shift.
yeah, that's the only way to make, there's not much money to be made in EMS. And for a for-profit company like Empress to try to make money, they just have to keep the wheels turning constantly.
I think there is a little safer environment too.
So it's a safer
You're not
environment.
going to
And,
hotels with the.
I've been
Well,
actively,
No, serious.
No, it is serious.
I've been actively recruiting and, I'm talking to potential employees about these jobs in those terms. We have a couple people who are paramedic students and so on. So we're going to lose them in a year, but if they're looking at our station, which has nice dorm rooms for studying and thinking I can get some work done here rather than just getting exhausted. So that does resonate with people. There are people looking at.
Have you hired full-time people at all? Or are you still doing?
I mean, again, depends how you define full-time, which is actually very vague. But we'll have people scheduled up to 40 hours, at least starting out. If they exceed 40 hours, then they start paying overtime. We're looking.
I'm going to say, have you advertised full-time and have you gotten people full-time?
We're not differentiating between part-time and full-time positions. The same hourly rate, the same benefits.
We have had a thing on the website and Facebook says we're looking for people, but I can regenerate that to get it higher in front of people.
And no, we're not just looking for EMTs, we're looking for drivers. And we have the hope that maybe some of those drivers will turn into future EMTs.
And it's a very fluid market. A month ago, the schedule was looking really full, and then people evaporate, make life changes, disappear. So, we're going to be looking at a lot of turnover over the years, but right now the push is on just to get.
We've had an announcement up most of the year that says we're looking for EMTs and drivers, and then it links to your page in the careers section. So I can regenerate that. And
there is a tremendous amount of overtime in this industry. So that is simply a fact that we will have to deal with on a regular basis. It will be a constant project for Ken. Hiring will be just ongoing.
Part of the good news is there are 4 EMT classes in Ulster County graduating within the next 4 or 5 months. For the past 2 years, there was 1 EMT class in Ulster County.
That is something that the county stepped up to, and that's part of the money that they put in for emergency medical services was to do more classes.
And and Ken can expand on this, but there's still at least one commercial agency who will not grant EMTs. They want EMTs with time under their belt. So that's kind of an advantage for us that we'll let them get some experience.
How big are these classes that they have?
It's usually about 30
What?
class.
Not everybody passes.
Not everyone.
Oh, not everybody passes.
Yeah. It's not easy.
They're also the county's offering a stipend for successful completion of the class.
So it's good, they're doing a good thing. They're trying to.
In reference to that, to Greg's, what we should do is we should go talk to our legislators and say, listen, the county's not stepping up the money, let them provide the benefits.
So this is.
Might be an idea.
We had it at like 450, saying it's good enough, right?
Eventually, the whole thing should be on there.
16, so these will go up. The difference, so this would go up 3/4 of the difference, this will go up 1/4 of the difference.
So those out share of 16,000.
No,
That goes up.
yeah, goes up.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Oh,
for all
I
your
did not
work.
do that percentage correctly. You're right, it's a quarter, so it wouldn't be the 112.5. It would increase.
Would increase,
It would increase.
increase 16,000, it'd be 128.
Right, so whatever the difference is, 3/4 of it goes to the tax
Mhm.
district and 3/4 goes to,
Goes up.
a quarter goes to us, right?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank
coming
you.
and Giving us details.
To think of how this is gonna be, how it's gonna, personnel wise, how this is gonna go longer term. Yes, this is,
We're really hoping that a year from now,
Yeah.
once we've got a little bit of time under our belt,
Yeah.
that we're going to be able to fine tune all of these numbers. But we need to get up off the ground
Yeah.
first.
got it.
That's
And if you believe in miracles, if
Yeah, I
the
believe
state,
it.
if New York State were to really treat EMS as an essential service,
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm going further. If Medicare or Medicaid reimbursement rates,
Yeah,
which are anchored in the 1980s, would
Yeah.
come in touch with reality.
and there was a whole discussion, not to get off topic too much, but there was a whole discussion about the reimbursement rate if you take an ambulance and A's are falling the throughway. It's like $65. It's been that way for like forever, like that is just a ridiculous number.
Okay, so,
But anyway,
So then our levy then would be 387,375, and the town portion would be 129.
Yeah.
So
What's the levy again, John?
the levy would be $387,375, increase of roughly $50,000.
But then that take into consideration that what we did spend for 2025.
Yep. So instead of we don't pay the other 112.5, but we're gonna pay a little increase of 129 this year. So it's like what'd you say, 16 roughly?
Mhm.
So we're saving $112,000, but we're gonna pay 16 more this year. So you're looking at about an $89,000 savings based on, if you're looking at that.
So this, the total, revenue was go up 50.
Roughly 50,000. I can tell you that exactly. I'm gonna need it anyway.
Can I ask a question?
That's not about much.
$66,000 increase.
So are you just employees away from starting?
You want the long list or a short list? But,
Short answer.
our transfer of operating authority was approved 10 days ago. That was the big hurdle.
Still waiting on
And
the state? Still waiting on the state?
it's in the hands of the state, and they'll be issuing the certificate. I've been working with the fire departments in the county on coordinating all of the dispatch plans and ensuring a seamless transition. The fire departments will still continue responding to medical emergencies. We have billing EPCRs in place. We still need some more approvals. So, I'm a little cautious at this point about making predictions, but yes, we're very close.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Sorry
very
to
much.
keep you here so late.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can leave now. We're stuck here.
Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas.
All right, the library district. This is what they gave us.
Yeah, there's really not much. we can
Yeah,
do about
yeah,
this.
right. And the Early Fire Department, like, this is what they submitted to us.
But I asked what they like in the fire department, why the big difference between Shirley and West Shirley?
I'm not gonna answer that.
It's a good question.
Double the population.
Um,
Double the population.
West Shirley has more than Old Shirley?
Yeah, this is fire, and this is fire calls too, don't forget.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Like 4,000.
And the reality is you guys have no say whatsoever on what that is. You just accept the numbers. There really is nothing for you guys to discuss.
We have no.
Yeah, you have
They
nothing,
do public
nothing
hearings to vote
whatsoever.
on their
They deal with their
budgets.
budget. You guys just look at the number there and
No, I know,
move
we don't
on.
have any control, I was just wondering why they-
That's why.
This is for,
I didn't realize that, and then-
so the increase is 61,875, bringing the total, to, 2,285,661.
But, y'all, we might want to say 50,000 in the rest of the budget, so it doesn't go up anymore. Like, why would we increase something 50,000 without trying to cut back on 50,000?
That's up to you. I absolutely have that right.
What's the,
I said, he wanted to increase the whole budget. I got another, I said, why don't we go back then trying to cut some of these other things? Just because they're increasing 60, so you go back and you try to take it away from everything else, if they're not increasing the whole budget. We're already at 2%, 1.9 without them,
It's an increase. So it would be-
so now it's gonna be a, I'm just telling you, it's gonna be tough to sell.
There's no one here.
It's until they get that tax bill, and it's like, what in the world?
You're 100% correct.
Yeah, because some people are on the fence about this whole thing, and you tell them it's not twice as much as what we told it would be.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'm
right.
saying,
Very good in explanations that potentially we would add an attachment based on why the increase.
but I would say, let's try to go back and look and try to save some of that 61,000 in the
Absolutely.
budget.
You know, I'm all for that.
What was discretionary? to you?
all right, take that miscellaneous back out.
No, I know what you could do, but we have a $40,000 contingency.
Yeah.
Listen, John is the budget officer, but I would not cut that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now,
You wouldn't cut,
the increase in that we're talking about, you're one way to
How does that have 10,000?
yeah, but
Take a
could it
blow
be
away,
20?
20,000 right there.
There you go, right there.
Could it be
I
20?
agree.
Right there.
I don't
increase-
think you can do that. I don't think you can.
The grade
do
levels,
those
take,
grade
you take
levels.
away those two grade levels, that's $20,000,
It's,
right there. I am not for increasing this whole thing 61,000. The EMS is very, very important, but that doesn't mean we can't tighten up the other budgets, so there's taxpayers not paying, they should have to pay everything, so that's gonna cost more than taking away from
I will
something
say we
else.
have to come out of the general, because the highway has.
Like I just said,
The highway is,
on your personnel, to go up a grade level, that was $10,400 a piece. Two of those, that's $21,000. There you go, right there. And then take care of your contingency, now you're up at $40,000 right there. That's without even looking.
I disagree.
no, I agree with that, Diana.
Wendy, what's the argument you have?
I don't know specifically what two grade levels you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about
I'm not
that. I'm
talking about
talking
that.
about the 40 and.
The contingency.
I just think you gotta have a little bit of flexibility, moving it to 20 maybe, but take this year, for instance. We had, expenses we didn't know we were gonna incur due to the financial situation before I got here. And our BT was $30,000.
And that's where the contingency went to.
I mean, we hope that's never gonna happen
Right.
again.
With a much better idea, and you still have you don't know what you're getting
Thank you.
printed, so.
I thank you.
You still have
Good night.
the mortgage tax, the,
Somebody what we're getting, I mean.
well, and we got more money on interest for, the same.
Right, but that's right now, you can't guarantee.
No,
that
no, I
the
know,
interest
but
rate's
this
gonna
is-
stay that high.
No, this is where you get the extra.
Do we have- I don't know how this works, right? You know, pardon my ignorance there, but surplus, so we have some, in some cases, surplus from this year. Can we use a
Yes.
surplus from
Yes.
this year to help
Absolutely.
offset?
Well, here's the thing, understand what the surplus also. We also have to finance all the capital funds too, like, stormwater, for example, 14H, we have to take care of that.
Well, it would be nice if we knew what that was.
I thought there's that.
Listen, that's on me, there's not enough hours in the day.
So
No,
I just want to say something. I'm concerned, so there's a contingency of $40,000 that I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, so for right now, I'm talking about 2025, right? There was a $40,000 contingency. That contingency is down to 10,000 as of right now. You can't see that.
Yeah,
We-
what is,
You guys, the town board elected to move 30,000 from the contingency fund over to the accounting / bookkeeping line to make up for the fact that we had to have RBT, our accountant, do a tremendous amount of work to get us up and running. So I'm just saying that's
No problem.
one
problem.
particular situation. It's for
no problem, no
unplanned.
problem. Then how is that reflected in this budget?
It's not, because we haven't made,
It would be in your financials.
it's in the financials, they're two different things. The budget just shows you what was actually budgeted.
How much money came out of the contingency fund
30,000.
up to this point?
$30,000. You guys, the board.
Why is
budgeted
it
that
not
time.
in this?
Because it wouldn't be in the budget, it's in the financials. You wouldn't see it because you wouldn't move that.
Are you looking at 2026 or 2025?
Yeah,
So you're gonna always put in, each year you're gonna put 40,000 out here?
Yeah.
Because you said in the
It
financial.
was, you know, they had to do transfers, I think they had to do
Budget the
budget
place where
transfers.
it was needed.
It should be here.
I think they have to do. budget
Correct, but
transfers.
there's.
We have to
you haven't
do
done any
budget
transfers.
We've
transfers.
done it in transfer.
You guys haven't done any transfers, so you're not gonna see that. It's gonna stay 40,000. Zero
This is why I
reduction,
keep
you know?
saying, I have no idea what it will be in 25 because we don't have a forecast.
No, they didn't. Okay, they're still
All right.
talking about.
And can I go back a little bit? Yeah, the assessor's line, the personal services went up $24,000. How much of a raise are we giving the assessor?
Oh, it's gonna be like,
The assessor over 5,000. Dramatic.
Well, a $24,000 increase. I know it's not her part-time.
I will tell you this,
but that's.
if you don't give her something, you will not have one.
I'm not saying
And I'm saying
$24,000.
she's still underpaid that $24,000.
But how much is she making now and how much are we increasing her to?
She's making about 50. and
It's on the
she's
screen.
about 55.
Well, then where's the other $19,000 coming from?
Well,
That's
she
not-
has a part-time.
Yeah.
Right, but that her part-time person is not getting $19,000 increase.
No, but she.
Your line here is increased $24,000.
I can give you the, actuals. It's fine. Assessor, currently, there was an increase from last year. In 2024, she was getting 49,900. That did go up,
What was that, 49,000?
Make it 50.
900.
900, okay.
Went up, you guys gave her an increase.
That was 2024. What did you make in 2025?
2025, I don't have that increase, but I can take a project. Well, no, because they were not.
We have to do that.
2% was added afterwards, whatever the 49,900 plus 2% was.
Well, here's the thing, I have a question to ask you, John, also about that. She's part of the union, isn't she?
So
The position is part of the
salary,
union. The
so
position is part
I
of the
forget
union.
how that works. I wasn't privy to that.
I think Matt is one of the ones that they're trying to take away.
They're trying to get her out of there.
No, not the assessment.
Not the assessment.
No, I mean, she's in it, you know, because they're trying to, just like Paul, trying to get her out.
Who's trying to get her out?
We are.
No, we're not.
No, not the assessment.
Not the assessment.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to get Paul out.
All right, so the assessment stated that she did.
Right now, for the assessor's line, as of 10/16 payroll, it's 54,307. As of right
So
now,
we gave her $5,000.
Hold on. hold on, that includes her and her assistant.
Okay,
And that's of 10/16, so the average payroll is about $2,600, so somebody do 2,600 times.
all right, well, I'm just trying to find out why we increased her line $24,000 if she's only gonna be getting a $5,000.
She's gonna be going to $30 an hour pay grade. It's not a salary increase, it's not an hourly increase, it would be a grade increase based on what else.
Okay, so that's a $10,000 increase. All right, that's
Or,
three,
well, I
and then that's
shouldn't say yes.
30,000.
I shouldn't
She
say
can just
that.
get the 2% like everybody else, she's in the union.
We're not gonna keep her.
We're not gonna
Yeah, I'm
keep
not sure
her.
about
She's
the
already,
assessment.
she's already.
You're gonna have a
Okay,
hell of a
well,
time
you know what,
replacing.
I agree
They
with you.
fly here.
Remember what Mike Richardson said,
I'm
they're
not-
busy, they're not busy there's no work from March till September.
Yeah, that's not true. She is
She is
very
busy.
busy.
People work, people come in
She,
their
right,
own
all
time.
right, hold on,
and
hold on.
everything.
I just want to say
Yeah,
something,
you
wait,
gotta
hold on. I just want to say something about, Brittany and so forth. She was offered another job. She's actually working a part-time assessor somewhere else. She was offered a full-time position there.
Yeah, and I will go back to you again, if you're gonna increase people's salary every time somebody threatens to leave, you're gonna be in big trouble, because they will all do it, and everybody will go somewhere.
Yep.
And the job is the job, is the job, is the job, and that's it, and everybody deserves a raise, but that doesn't mean that you have to increase it all the time to keep them, because we are a town, we are not a
And we are a
private
small
industry.
town.
If you only pay what your taxpayers can afford.
But you also want to employ competitive people, and unfortunately, you are stuck in a county that pays very well. The county pays well and the other towns pay well. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I took a huge pay cut to come here, but I'm just saying, in order to have competitive, good
Well,
people,
you can't compare a town to the county.
other towns pay,
Well, but is it equivalent towns, or are you looking at bigger
Olive pays
towns?
well, Ulster pays well, Marbletown pays
Well,
well.
Ulster, you can't compare us to Ulster.
And is she getting,
Totally different.
is she getting benefits?
She's getting better.
She gets the buyout. She gets the family.
But
buyout.
she's
She gets
offered the
benefits.
benefits,
Yes.
okay, but she's offered the benefits,
Yeah,
so,
she's full-time.
She doesn't.
so now you gotta consider that as well, so all I'm saying is I am not gonna approve a $61,000 increase in this budget. I will approve the budget line for what we originally had, and we're going to figure out where to save that $61,000. If we have to pass
So we
something
might have
tonight,
to, we might have to do some of that 60,000. I think we should look and
So
try to
there was
reduce as
room for
much as
about
possible.
$50,000, so you're looking at around $10,000 change.
well, like I said, I know now 3 people who want a grade increase, it's $10,400 a piece.
Right.
That's
However,
$30,000 right there.
you also do have the option to utilize surpluses to offset taxes.
That's my question.
I don't know how much surpluses we have, that is not privy to me, but I'm sure that there's monies in it.
We're gonna have to file.
But Mike's right,
You
you do
can't
that,
forecast that right now.
then you
because we don't
remove
know.
any capital fund increases for highway or whatever, parks, whatever you're
Well,
looking
not
to.
all of it. I mean, if we use
No,
a
no, I
portion
understand.
of it.
Mike's
No,
got
I-
$200,000 already, that he hasn't spent yet.
Right.
That goes over the highway, but
No, there's gonna
I'm not
be,
gonna worry about
definitely be
spending
surplus.
it.
Definitely more this year than last year. Yes, Mike's done a great job. That's why I cut.
But I'm just telling you, I'm not, what do we have to, this public hearing tonight, we should do what? past this actual budget? Or is there another?
She was.
Well, it's a hearing, obviously, it sounds like there's a lot of things that are, questions that are being raised. You guys can leave the hearing open, you can close the hearing and have further discussions at the next meeting. To be honest with you, my recommendation would be to not vote on this tonight.
Oh, I think not vote on this tonight anyway.
As an employee, I think you guys should really come here and spend some time and see what the employees do. I really do. Debbie is here very often. I know you're busy, Greg. I know you guys have things going on. But come spend some time with your employees. Because I can tell you, Brittany works the minute she walks in the door to the minute she walks out.
That's.
You don't realize how much
I can-
father is.
She takes phone calls. Exactly. She's
And we gave her a $5,000 increase last year, and we gave her, yeah, that's what we just said, 49 to 54. So that you get a 10,000 this year, that makes me, that's acceptable.
It says to 62.
I do that
Yeah,
at the
so-
grocery store, I open my insurance,
It says to
don't I freak out.
62.
I've done a lot of budgeting and things like that. And one of the things that I'm gonna suggest is that when you're talking about salaries, and since most of the increases are happening around that, which you're absolutely right to point out, there's a strategy where you can basically, oh boy, I lost my train of thought.
Total compensation, total
No,
cost.
what you're trying to do is you're trying to establish the mean in the area for the budgeted position. And then your target for reviewing the budget is to be at or below the mean. Okay, that's independent of the actual person you're going to put in the role and the salary they're going to get, which should be reflective of their experience level and so forth. Right? So that way it would speed things along in terms of, is the budget out of whack? Right? Because that's really the question you have to ask yourself. Is it above what it should be? If it's at mean or below, it's not out of whack. And then you have the different question of, well, what person are we going to put in that role? Because you can always make the choice of get a less experienced person at a lower salary.
I think also.
Right? But that's a question of what service.
Well,
level you
here's
want to
part of
go
the problem, Greg, they're now unionized, so every job starts with a starting salary, you cannot, it's not by
I understand
ability,
there's
not by
constraints.
everything, the minute that you're hired, you get this amount of money. When you're in there for a year or two, it's only the increases they get per year, it's not whether you're doing the job better than somebody else, so that kind of limits you from, I understand what you're saying, but you can't say, okay, you can only start at 20, but you're gonna start at 25, this is the 6th grade level, the union doesn't allow for that.
Right, but if you're not even doing the increases, what you're effectively saying is that you're going to passively push people out. Right, the more experienced
I'm
people.
talking about grade.
Yeah.
You're jumping from one grade to another. They're all gonna get, they're unionized, so if there's an increase, it goes to everybody across the board. When you do grade, that's a $10,000 increase.
Well, hold on a second. You know, we can actually go from grade 3 to grade 4. You can go to grade 3A also. You can make your own grade.
Yeah,
three.
that's,
You don't have to
yeah,
go,
it's not,
you
right,
don't have to go to
but I'm
grade.
saying, the grade that we're talking about was a $10,000.
What I'm saying is that we,
Right.
if
Yes.
we want to do that, we go from grade 3 to grade 3A.
Really, the overall thing is, I would say, separate the specifics of a particular role and salary from the budget part. The budget part, you have to rationalize in that, is the amount of money allocated set aside for at mean or below, in which case that's a good budget line. If it's well above the mean, that's a point of discussion, where you can say lower that budget to get in line. And then when you actually get to the part of the actual personnel applied to that budget line, then you can start talking about particular grades and experience
I
levels.
just want
and so
to, I just want to say something to all of us here. I get emails all the time from supervisors asking what we're paying our assessor, or we're paying our, other people here. And they respond, and I get the response back here. We are down.
Oh, I know, well, we were just talking about the highway,
Yeah, I know.
I've looked at some of these, and the highway hasn't been raised in years. But I'm saying, if you gave something, and I'm not, like, you can't always, like, when we, this first got union, we gave everybody a huge raise because they were already so far under. But you can't continually do that as a town when you only have X amount of dollars to start with.
What I'm saying is that we can actually, in the union negotiation, you can actually ask for a grade 3A.
Yes.
And the grade 3A, we can put whatever salary we want. It doesn't have to be, I'll go from grade 3 to grade 4. These arbitrary numbers that we put in.
Right.
So we can change that.
I mean, that's a good point, but that's when you get into the actual,
That's the actual.
it's not the budget.
Right.
So budget is just looking for a rational number so that you can make a rational estimate of what you're gonna spend for the year.
I still have I'd like you to, not you, it's not, I think goes back to John. John, like those numbers, when you give us a budget, right? Right, to review, I'm getting back to this contingency business and not explain all of these other little nuances. You're asking us to make decisions on a budget number that we don't understand.
So you will never understand contingency, but it's based on unforeseen situations.
How much?
Hold on,
do you
no.
keep in contingency?
No.
Me personally, I had 150,000.
I had 100,000 in my contingency.
Yes, sir.
Down to 40?
Yes.
All the time
Yeah,
I was-
40 is a low
I'm
number.
not debating whether or not it's right or it's wrong.
No.
All I'm saying is that right now, for the budget, you put $40,000. When there's explained that $30,000 of that, of the 2025 budget has already been allocated. We don't see that here. Her explanation is that it's on a different, it's on your.
We need to do budget transfers.
Okay, so what would have been helpful for me is that you would have said here, $30,000 has already been spent, but this needs to be allocated correctly before it can be reflected on this budget.
And I wanted to do the budget transfers earlier.
No, I'm not.
No, but we had it in place and then we discussed, just not enough of us to do it.
No, it's not about the transfers. It's about clarification so that I understand that this is to take place.
Can't have it.
All right, can I make a suggestion? Hold on a second. Let me make a
But you guys,
suggestion.
the board did decide to make that transfer.
No problem.
So you guys don't remember, I get
No,
that.
I honestly don't remember making this
You
decision,
did.
but I'm sure we did. But I'm sure we did.
No, we made the transfer because you hired, this is when Jim Quigley was working in the town and he had a staff, he had a higher RBT, they targeted $30,000 to do the FR. I
No
understand.
problem. That's
I'm saying-
not what I'm
No.
asking.
Here's what I'm saying.
Makes sense.
Here's what I'm saying right now. The budget has to be in by November 15th. Our next meeting is November 10th. Diana won't be here. She has to be here. My suggestion is we call a special meeting sometime next week.
Yeah, that's fine. I
I'm
have
just
no
saying-
problem
I'm
with
just saying-
that, but these,
I
it doesn't,
cannot, unless it's at night.
That night.
Okay. I can do a special meeting at night.
Happening. But I'm just saying, let's sit there and digest these numbers, look at them and come back.
okay, fine. So
I
should we stop now?
I think.
I would say that, we've identified a lot. Why don't you each go through and maybe you can individually, meet with John if you have individual questions, not as a quorum. And then when you come back to a special meeting, you guys can all.
Every month you get information, so you should know.
Yeah, Diane, you missed that we're gonna have a special meeting next week.
And when you go?
I think Thursday.
Make a motion. This Thursday? This
No,
Thursday?
that's Thursday. Six.
So you can do a special meeting, you don't have to have, it doesn't have to be during the town board meeting.
Right, I'm saying.
That's what we're trying to figure
That's what
out.
it's figuring out. But we want everybody to be here.
But it does have to be done,
15th.
it has to be in.
It's around the 15th.
Mid-November. I don't know the exact date.
11/15.
I'm gone with the 6th to the 12th.
All right, so how about like today's Tuesday? Next Tuesday.
It's election day.
Election day.
Yeah.
Well, no. How about Monday evening, Wednesday evening?
I can do Monday evening. I can do
You
Wednesday.
can't do Monday?
Next week, Monday?
Wednesday evening.
You do Wednesday evening, you leave Thursday.
Yeah, I can do Wednesday.
This is, well, I'll take Wednesday.
That's the 5th.
Yeah, but isn't that ZB, well, ZB.
No, the only meeting that is Conservation Advisory Committee.
All right, so why don't we
go virtual on that.
schedule for Wednesday of next week? This way we sit down and look at this whole thing here. If you want me to do.
I'm gonna be 20 hours over.
I would like to know also, though, what the other towns are doing as far as budget increases 25 to 26. What kind of percentage are they doing? Because
Look at their websites.
And I wanna see what, Samara was gonna do as far as the,
I don't
wasn't
have
she
time.
making something that everybody gets?
Well, that's, the problem is it's gonna fall on us.
Well, it is, she had
Tomorrow
it.
I do.
She gave it to you at the,
Don't pick up the
No,
phone.
we couldn't have today because it wasn't done with the report.
Okay, she's working. I call auction. When's the next contract?
But you put it out there to, it looks like the 14th maybe of November, nothing new.
You be back?
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right, let's do this, let's start right here,
That's good.
All right, and let's meet on Wednesday of next
At
week.
what time?
How about 6?
Wednesday at
This
6?
is not gonna be like a 3-hour.
No,
Right?
no. What I
Because
said-
I'm gonna come
So-
off a 15-hour day into
Okay,
another
listen.
workday,
All right.
I'm gonna be exhausted.
Here's the thing. What I'd like you all to do is, I mean, Debbie's already done this with John. All right, I sat down with John before, Wendy sat down with John before, you haven't sat down with John before, and Diane, you haven't. Maybe you should appoint to meet with John here.
I tried to do that, try it, but it didn't work. Well, whatever, go on.
Well, you know,
Can we do this on Monday?
You can also review it and you can send me notes and I
Yes.
have no problem getting back to you that way either.
no, not Monday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 6.
You can open up the Excel sheet and make notations. Up to me, 24 hours in a day. This is, I'm sorry, November 12th?
No.
Yeah, no,
The 5th.
Next week,
Or, I'm not doing this job anymore.
6.
next Wednesday.
6 o'clock.
I have
Yes.
to.
Are you gonna finish with the highway budget tonight?
No.
Anything else?
I think everyone's
No.
pretty good with your budget. Well, do you want to add anything, or were there any things that jumped out to you guys about the highway budget?
$8,000 reduction in winter.
We have to see.
People are gonna be sliding off the roads.
Who did an $80,000 reduction?
I think it's because you covered 220,000 this year, right? Yeah, one point.
Parts have gone up 17%. We got a 4 trucks with like 1.25 million bond. If I don't have excess money, if you drop my budget, if you don't increase my total budget like 2 or 3%, I'm not gonna have the money to pay the bond every year. Snow contractual went from 180,000 to 100,000. I applied to salt and family.
Okay,
So
Michael,
you want a 30,000
Put 2 to 3% on the budget.
$30,000?
We're gonna be in trouble.
Michael, what are you saying about the budget? Because right now you have a $5,000 increase from this past year. What are you saying is a fair amount that you said?
Cheap that I'm selling here. So decrease.
It says, no, you have a 1936, 554 this year, and next year it's a 1941.
750.
So it's up.
So it's up.
Hold on. Trying to get you there, but it's.
That's what it says here.
Total's up 5,000.
Yeah, you're up 5,000 this year, for next year. Not reduced at all.
I don't know what.
It's probably.
This is, I'm talking about the
Personnel expenses.
highway fund budget,
Take it out.
total highway fund appropriations. All right,
How you got that figure?
that's the last page. It's the last page on the DA.
It's page 3 of the highway,
So
the very last number.
everyone be prepared to have reviewed those numbers and discuss it on Wednesday.
Well, I would ask that Mike
Yeah.
then look at the individual
And
numbers
send-
and the total, and then send us all an email with some details on what you're concerned about, so that we have time
I
to
sent
look
my
at
budget
it.
sheet in already. They've all gotten it.
That was for me. That's not for
That's
them.
from,
I drafted the budget based
but
on.
I'm asking,
based on the
Mike, I'm
trends.
asking you for what you're concerned about. I have the pages in front of me, but you're reading off concerns, then put it in an email to us so that when we can individually look at it.
I'm not seeing it.
I just see basically a 5,000 increase in. He's looking at the wrong, Mike, you looking at the right budget?
Hold on, give me a second.
So, what he's looking at is contractual for snow.
Yeah.
$80,000 reduction. That's really the only thing he's potentially, I think, arguing about.
Well, you didn't go.
Oh, you know what? It's not here. It's out of order, whoever.
You didn't go something that.
It's up on the screen. It's right here. It's
Compared to the gospel, they stayed flat. Now this year we didn't. We're still contemplating on doing the each side. $16,000.
Mike, I got a question to ask you, just one
Instead
question.
of amending the 284, just taking that out of the chair. And
Still gonna have to amend the 284, show that. We're still gonna have to amend the 284 and show it.
Mike,
You did
Mike.
something out, put something in.
Mike, can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question here. All right, go back to the snow contractual. It's $80,000. The 2025 budget is 180, the 2026 budget is 100,000. The 2025 actual.
Yeah, because I took all the money from 24 and I filled that salt shed busting at the seams that year.
Right, but they don't know that.
That's what I'm
Yeah, they
saying,
do.
that's
I
what I'm
told them.
asking for, is
Oh,
to
they don't.
give us those
You already ordered
details.
salt this year.
Salt shed. The
We were gonna, we said you were
Okay.
gonna order salt this year.
All right, so let's do this.
I didn't get it from now until next September. Like, yeah, this is that. They went up 70 to $75 a ton.
So how
That
much?
will show up.
65 something. So
You have to compare the different documents.
How much are you looking at?
depends on what the winter brings. They're saying heavy snow in the beginning of winter, with snow and ice.
40, 50,000, right at 100. I don't know, it's fine, I mean, the board makes a decision.
This is,
Spend
as of
49, it's another
9/15. We've been putting salt and sand mix in there for the last month. That's not on this yet.
No.
All right, here's the thing. All right, you have here, the 2025 actual to 9/15. You spent so far $50,000 on this thing. The budget is $120,000. Wait.
Where does the 250,000 come out if I don't have any revenue left over in my budget?
To pay for the bond, right?
If you don't put 2 to 3% on my budget from last year, I'm not gonna be able to pay it.
But why is the bond not in the budget? So what you're saying is you don't put the
Because
bond in the budget, and you just bank on, surplus. That's not fair to the taxpayer.
And then, is it the first year of the bond?
Yeah.
This is what we need.
The bond should be in the budget. You have
The other one's
to-
in there. I think that one's coming, I think that one's coming off.
Yes, that one's almost done, not every a year. But yes, the other bond should be in the budget, clearly stated, so it's transparent to every taxpayer.
And then you said you're gonna auction out.
No, just walk away.
You're gonna auction
We're not gonna get a lot.
Raise your hand like in the,
Come back.
like in second grade.
10,000?
Yeah, all right, hold on, let's do this. We'll discuss this on Wednesday, November 6th.
5th.
You think you're gonna get me out later tonight again?
Yes.
Well, you can send you'll have to send the ambulance up to strap me
You do
down.
it for- all right, so You'll be the first customer.
Mike, 6 o'clock at night is late?
November 6th. All right. You got that
Well,
down?
it's gonna be the only
Six.
thing on the
Yeah.
agenda,
It'll be
and you guys are gonna.
Special
have all
meeting
the
to deal with the town
information.
budget.
My bombs, do you hear that? That's the only thing on
Only
the
thing,
agenda.
like,
My bombs, do you hear that? The only thing on the agenda.
If Samara gives me an agenda with anything else, I'm just erasing it.
November 6th is only the budget.
Just need to tell you.
5th, Wednesday the 5th,
Fifth,
the day after election day.
Wednesday the 5th.
You're the problem. You're the only one who doesn't.
All right, that's it. So let's hold on, let's wait for this and let's finish up the other things. So we can.
Are we gonna close?
all right, so do you guys want to, leave the public hearing
Yes.
open?
Yeah, obviously.
Let's go back. I'm sorry.
You might as well
Yes.
make motion to
I
leave the
make a motion
public
to leave the public
hearing
hearing.
open until, the special meeting on Wednesday, November 5th.
Yeah. Okay, all in favor?
Me too.
She's in disposed.
You guys need
All right.
any more?
All right,
Okay, so all right, so now let's do the
so you guys have, the next things on here. You want to pass that tonight or what?
We
Okay.
have to pass it tonight.
All right, so, you guys previously closed well, you don't have to, you just have to pass it before you pass the budget. But, so we already closed the hearing on the local law to adopt, exceed the amounts allowable under the property tax cap. So the local law, we need a number for that local law. It would be local law 4 of 2025, a local law to override the tax levy limit established in general municipal law, section 3C. It reads as follows: be it enacted by the town board of the town of Hurley and the county of Ulster, state of New York as follows. Section 1, legislative intent. It is the intent of this local law to override the limit in the amount of real property taxes that may be levied by the town of Hurley, county of Ulster, state of New York, pursuant to General Municipal Law 3C, and to allow Hurley to adopt a town budget for town purposes and any other special or improvement district governed by the town board for the fiscal year 2026 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the tax levy limit as defined by General Municipal Law 3C. Section 2, the authority this local law is adopted pursuant to subsection 5 of General Municipal Law 3C, which expressly authorizes the town board of the town of Hurley to override the tax levy limit by the adoption of the local law approved by a vote of 60% of the town board. Section 3, the tax levy limit override. The town board of the town of Hurley is authorized to adopt a budget for the fiscal year 2026 that requires a real property tax levy in excess of the limit specified in General Municipal Law 3C. Severability, section 4, if any clause, sentence, paragraph, subdivision, or part of this local law or application thereof to any person, firm, corporation, or circumstance shall be adjudged by any court of competent jurisdiction to be invalid or unconstitutional. Such order or judgment shall not affect, impair, or invalidate the remainder thereof, but shall be confined to its operation for the clause, sentence, paragraph, subsection, or part of the local law or its application directly involved in the controversy in which such judgment or order shall be rendered. Section 5, the local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State. So it is identical to the tax cap levy local law that we passed last year, except updated to match the year. There is a resolution attached thereof in which you guys are approving this local law. So is there any further discussion? I know the hearing has been closed, so do you guys have any further discussion?
I make a motion to accept.
To pass the resolution and approve local law 4 of 2025.
All in favor?
All right, next order of business. You have we approve a bid for an RFP,
Yes, we have,
and that doesn't need to be read because I believe that was posted ahead of time.
well, we also have the appeal sites here, the document.
Are we going in order or are we jumping around?
I don't know.
Yeah, the next one then is,
Chapter 19.
all right, so the chapter 19, you guys discussed this previously. We had the hearing. There was information that was provided, and also based on the discussions at the last meeting, that you guys believe that the outstanding escrow charges in the amount of $865 shall be removed, and the $500 that was initially paid shall constitute the full payment of reasonable and necessary consultant fees. Has everyone reviewed the resolution adopting this decision?
I'll make a motion to pass.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next order of business. Reapprove the bid for 239 Old Route 209 RFP.
That's just basically because the one that had the lowest bid, not certified, that's the bid, so we have to move it. Here's a second.
I'll move this one too.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, adopt the pro housing community pledge. Oh, nope, I'm sorry.
No, you skipped over the
Authorize
bond.
the issuance of the $9 million serial bonds for the construction of the new highway garage.
Skipped over this.
They just did the bid.
I'm motion.
Oh, did you find out about were they gonna be anticipatory notes? Were they gonna have to take the whole 9?
Taking the whole 9.
Have
Taking
to
the
take the whole
whole
9.
9. All right, we're taking the whole 9.
Wait, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
What Diana did.
I seconded.
I'll second. Okay.
All right, so now further discussion.
Now for the discussion, thank you. So I just want to make the comment that just because we're taking a $9 million bond doesn't mean we're gonna spend $9 million on the highway.
Right.
We're gonna go into design, we're gonna go into,
No, you're not. I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
shaking my head. because I'm-
Yeah, I just want, you know, this is just a matter of getting a bond so that we can then go into design and decide what the highway garage looks like and how much it's gonna actually cost. And the idea behind this, and I'm just asking this question, is that we're taking out a larger bond than we think we even need, just to be sure that we don't have to go back and bond. more.
Estimating what the maximum cost would be.
Exactly.
Correct.
So I like the language. I don't have a problem up to, so I'm fine with that. So this is-
All right, so any further
Yeah,
discussion?
I just want to put that on record.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, now, adopting the pro housing community pledge.
We did, that was.
That was done?
That was- no,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was me. And we did, but I'll, do the board, I'll make the motion.
And I'll second.
Any further discussion?
And we did discuss this, and
Oh.
streamlining, when we talked about it in our, committee, streamlining in our town, we don't fast track. It doesn't jump hoops, doesn't do anything. It's just requirement for this resolution. It will go through all the things that we normally do.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I think that's all the resolutions for the evening. We have a couple discussion topics. The first discussion topic is the zoning board changes.
I want to propose to table that.
Well, this is a
Yeah.
discussion. This has had nothing, this is a discussion. So I'm gonna give you an update on the discussion and then you guys can add in. So these changes have been provided to the various different boards so they can provide you guys with feedback. The planning board, I know, has a lot of changes that are different from the changes recommended or proposed by Paul. So there's going to be different things for different areas and you guys will have an opportunity to review. You guys aren't even scheduling a hearing for this.
Good.
We're not even close to that. That's something that'll be like late November, maybe even December.
Or
Okay.
January.
Okay, good.
All I ask,
So,
all
yeah.
I ask the board, you all have, zoning changes that we have. We.
And so,
And I even went through with Paul.
Yeah. and the other thing, I had sent the originally, like a while back, the, Word document, which has the actual changes. I forwarded that from the same email that I previously sent. I just re-forwarded it to you tonight while we were in this meeting. I sent it to you as well.
Okay.
So, so any other
No.
aspects of that discussion, or
Did
did
we
that
hear
kind of
anything,
provide
did
an
we hear
update?
anything back from the ZBA?
I have not heard anything
I've
back
heard back
from the
from the planning
ZBA, but I know the planning board has,
Can we nudge them just to make sure that they do look at it?
I
and
think
get
that would
feedback?
be appropriate.
They don't meet in December, well, they did.
They do.
Oh, they meet in November also.
Yeah.
Right, we had
just-
It will
yeah,
definitely be a
we-
topic of discussion on their, at their next.
So I was going to offer to be a coordinator of these activities because there's a lot of things I've been working with Paul on in terms of the visual assessment overlay. I'm obviously working closely with the planning board now.
We immediately accept your offer.
So that all that information can get consolidated.
You're not gonna get an argument.
Parties can make a rational, quick
You
decision.
got it.
That'd be great, Greg.
Awesome. Okay.
So be it.
Okay.
You're
You want-
invited.
You want to talk about that? Okay, that's done. You want to talk about the housing committee at all? Okay.
No, just that we met in, Highway from the county looking there and, we did go over the resolutions and we're gonna look at the zoning and, we have to pick like two things out, there's 12 things on this. How we smart, and we're gonna pick two that we're gonna focus on, one being ADU, one of the other.
ADU's good.
Right, that's good.
All right, I just want, one last thing I want to add. I got in the first place, so just one last thing. About the battery plant, the best plant there, there's a proposal now to add another best plant across the street from this best plant. On the other s-
In the town of Ulster?
In the town of Ulster, 60 containers.
In addition,
In addition to
or instead
300.
of? In addition.
In addition to
Wow.
300.
Light the town on fire.
Depending on whether this 300 passes. If this passes, they announced another couple wants to come in on the other side of Coleman by the church. Right by the
A
church.
mile and a half.
By the church, it's 60 containers.
Can see it from my house.
By the church
Oh,
across the
the
street.
church across the street.
Right.
You shouldn't have necessarily-
Right by the substation. Yeah, This is,
That's the town of Ulster.
this is still town of Ulster. This is another couple that's waiting on.
So is this part of the public comment? It's not on the agenda?
We have to open public.
All right, do we have a motion to open the second public comment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. We
Public
didn't
comment.
discuss the health insurance.
We'll hold on to that the next time, all right?
And you're talking with regard to the budget? Or is
No.
a separate
Maybe
topic?
what we should do is talk in there. Maybe that was the third one.
Is that a matter that is appropriate because it pertains to medical, financial,
Yes.
of
That was,
any particular employees or just?
The town as a whole.
this was the third one that we couldn't think of, blended. All right, I make him, I make a motion to open-
No,
We're
we
at
opened up
public,
public comment. We're in public comment. Would
Anybody else?
anybody?
let's close public comment.
motion,
Make a motion.
I motion to close public comment.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion, go into executive section.
all right. So you're going on into executive session for purpose of discussing three matters pursuant to Public Officers Law 105F regarding medical, financial, credit, or employment history of particular individuals or corporations. With a second?
I second it.
I did.
All in favor?
Aye.